I love the sound of that beat. I think it's going to have to be a shame. I think we're going to have to flip it. I didn't talk to you about that, by the way. Welcome, everybody, to the Black Sheep Perspective. Y'all caught me slipping. I was all in the zone with that beat. Some little controversy about keeping that beat. I got to make sure that no one can come after me in the future when we push Joe Rogan aside and take this motherfucker world over.
I like that.
Hey, Gus. Today's a big day, man. Today's a big day. We got an amazing guest. I love all the guests that are coming by. And also, we got a huge fight night tonight. Mm-hmm. I know we'll come back to talk about it later with our guests. But we got several friends, several local people fighting at the Bare Knuckle FC being held in Fort Lauderdale. Today is February the 15th. If you haven't killed yourself over Valentine's Day, welcome to the Black Sheep Perspective. We're about to turn it up. How you feeling, homie?
I feel good. Today's an exciting day. We have a special guest.
Special guest.
Introduce this beautiful woman here.
I'm going to introduce you the right way. Folks, we got one of the most up-and-coming badasses in the female fight division. She is a flyweight who is 2-0 for Bellator championship. Bellator is probably second, if not third, whatever, famous fight league, right under the UFC. She's making her way up to the top rank. She's making a lot of noise. She's a hometown girl from Miami. Currently residing in Coconut Creek, Florida. We're going to find out a whole lot about her background, her parents, how she brings all this beauty with such ferocity because she's a bad motherfucker. I want everybody to welcome Valerie Loureda.
Hey guys, it's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to speak. I haven't spoken in a podcast in a while since my last fight, but I'm glad to do it today with you guys.
Awesome.
When's the last interview you had?
Depends. For Exatlón, I had interviews, but I got back and I haven't done one since. So this is the first.
Is there a reason for it? A specific one?
Honestly, after the show, I went through a lot.
Okay.
And that show was very hard on me mentally and physically. But after the show, I basically needed some time for myself to spend time with my family. I didn't see them for 3 months. And just get back into fighting, get the passion back for what I'm doing, and get back to the training rhythm, which is the hardest thing to do.
So I want to tell everybody out there listening and watching, and you, Valerie, actually, 9 times out of 10, I think I've only had one guest that I didn't spend some time with before coming on the show. Whether it's anybody who might be a future guest. I like to take them either breakfast, lunch, dinner. Shit, we can go have a couple of drinks and talk.
Yes.
But I like to break the ice with people, kind of tell them where I'm going to come at, just conversing with them, talking about life, whatever, seeing where they're at. I really haven't heard any details about what you're kind of alluding to right now in regards to what you went through, how I'm going to kill it. Exatlón.
Exatlón.
I'm gonna from here on now, like if this was like if
I'm gonna
this
just say Telemundo.
Well, I was gonna say X. When you guys hear me say X, I'm talking about the show that Valerie was on, which is Exatlón. Exatlón. I guess the T and the L is kind of throwing me off there, and I'm Hispanic, so fuck yourself.
Right? It's so hard to say.
It's weird.
When I got on the show, I couldn't say it, and the producer sat with me for 30 minutes. Exatlón.
What does it mean?
Oh my gosh, we'll cut that out because that's
I don't know.
No.
How long were you on the show for?
3 months. Well,
Oh my gosh.
How long did I? No, I lasted 11 weeks on the show, but we filmed 12 days in advance, and then I came back for the finale. So it was like a total of 3 months and a little bit.
Well, you lasted all of 2 minutes without putting that mic close enough to your face as well. She told us to remind her, guys.
Yeah.
If you're listening, she said, hey, you got to remind me because I said, you're going to get into the conversation and you're going to miss the mic and the world's not going to get to hear your beautiful voice.
I was like, I've done this a lot.
Yeah. She's over here like,
I'm
I'm in broadcasting and I'm going to be a rapper. I know how to hold the mic, Wes.
I know.
But Valerie, where are you from? Where are your parents from?
So my mom is Cuban.
Okay.
And my dad is Cuban Venezuelan, but he was born in Venezuela, but my whole family is Cuban. And my grandpa, my mom's dad, is Peruvian. That's why I'm kind of chinita. But that's my family. I'm Cuban, a little bit Peruvian, and I'm American. I was born here.
Latinos know this. I guess most other non-Hispanics won't know this. Peruvians, for whatever reason, have a lot of chinky eye. They got a lot of Asian in their blood. I'm gonna kind of jump the gun and assume that that border of South America was the shorter route from the Asians who come over here to the Americas, kind of the same way they would go to California versus Miami. So they had a lot of influence over there, and then you had mixed breeds. So you got a lot of Peruvians that are chinky eye.
Yeah, my grandpa's Asian. It's so funny.
Is he really?
Yes, he looks Asian, but he's Peruvian. But that's where I get my eyes from. My sisters.
There you go. She. How old your sister?
I have 2 younger sisters, both black belts too. A little one that's 12.
Black belts in what?
Taekwondo. Yeah, a little one that's 12, and my other sister's in UCF, and she's 19. Yeah.
Let's talk about that since you mentioned it. You mentioned Taekwondo. This is what you're initially most famous for going into the fight world because you were, well, tell everybody, when did you guys start Taekwondo and where did that take you?
Okay, so my father has owned a Taekwondo school in Miami for 34 years. Master Ping Taekwondo Academy. It's right by here on 139th and Bird. And my dad is an 8th Dan Grandmaster in the sport, and we were born into it. We were born into fighting, but my mom wanted us to be very feminine. And I was the firstborn, so I was extremely into Taekwondo, training every day until 10 o'clock at night. My dad was crazy, and my mom was at their extreme. I would have my ballerina leggings under my Taekwondo pants, and I would spar on Saturday mornings and go straight to ballet, go straight to ice skating, etc. So that's who I am, and that's why I'm this way, you know.
And you literally are, because you're definitely no tomboy. You don't, you're.
I'm the most girly girl you could ever imagine. Like, if I don't see glitter, like, I'm just really weird. I walk into the gym with my purse, and like, that's my sparring bag, and that's who I am. It's not.
Yeah, I was telling Wes, if we didn't know you if I didn't know you personally that you were a fighter, by looking at your Instagram, I would think you're like an Instagram influencer.
I hate when people say that. Like,
why?
Because they're like, oh, you're an Instagram model. I'm like, no, I'm not. Ever since I was in high school, I've always loved photography. I've always been into entertainment, right? So I've always liked posting pictures. I have my style doing it. But fighting has always come first. But, like, I'm both. Like, that's that's what I do. I have my style, and I have the way I train. If I don't feel cute training, I don't train well. And that's really what
look good,
helps
feel
me.
good.
Yeah, that's what helps me get into camp, looking good, feeling good, and having cute stuff.
Well, I think I got several opinions on that. One, it is what it is. Social media has changed how people look at things. Now you're compared to everything that comes off social media, a fucking meme, whatever it is. It's like, are you doing it for the gram, or is that really you? Or then they flip it. Hey, you're an awesome person, but I saw you doing some gram shit. You know what I mean? Are you faking the gram, or are you faking with? And then you have the other extent, which is
put her on blast.
Then you have the other extent, but this is where people don't pay attention. And for those listening, we just put Valerie's Instagram on our screen here. But you are a brand, and these were the haters don't get what you're doing. You are a brand. You are the product. Okay, you are performing and selling yourself through your performances, through the way you talk, through your interviews, through everything you want to do. And we're going to talk about X. See, X. I said it right.
Not an ex-boyfriend.
Right, X. Yeah.
We're not gonna be talking about your ex.
No, we'll talk that too.
No boyfriend talk.
Okay, we'll leave that alone. But anyhow, when you were on the show, so you have to sell yourself, and part of that is doing these modeling type pics, that we just looked at right now, and the haters are gonna hate, and it's not that you're trying to be a Instagram influencer, but you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. You gotta brand yourself.
And sometimes I get judged by that because they see me and they look at my Instagram and they're like, oh, this girl just likes to post pretty pictures, etc. I'm like, no, I'm a fighter. Like, come fight me. Let's spar Thursday and you'll see.
Right.
It's just who I am. Yesterday I posted Valentine's picture and it went a bunch of pages. Barstool posted it. And I was like, honestly, I didn't even post that I literally posted it. I was like, oh, I love this. It looks cute. And I took that picture myself, like in my bathroom. Like, I took it myself, and everyone's like, oh my God, this and that. I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose. Like,
But I'm going to tell you, if I was your manager, I'd be like, do it again. Do a different one. Wait a week.
He does. I'm always like, Abe, is this too much? Is this good? He's like, it's fine.
I guess, there's so many ways to look at it, man, because it all depends on what you believe. And I don't know, man. I think, once again, Instagram or social media is making it harder on others than what it should be. When you got everybody trying to do it, but they're doing it because of low self-esteem issues, they're doing it because they only have 2,000 followers and they're hoping to hit 3, let me show a little bit more cleavage. When you have that, then you have the comparisons. But when you're already somebody who's made it to where you've made it, you have 190,000 followers, you're 2-0 as a professional, you got a lot riding here. That's different. Now you Here's where it flips. If you do some dumb shit, get in a fight at a bar, you know, backhand some random dude, like if you were Conor McGregor, you know, whatever, something like that. Shame on you because you're in the limelight. You know, you're a nice, you know, somewhat low level celebrity. You're there, you're making it. You ain't supposed to do shit like that, but you're supposed to do the opposite. Yeah, if I was your manager, hey Val, I need you to put some nice clothes on and do this and do that because, you know, remind people that you're gorgeous, you know?
It's not me if I don't post like that. You know what I mean? Like, since I was little, I've been fighting with my mom. Valerie, take that off. Valerie, like, literally, my mom's... Even yesterday, I posted it and she was spamming me. Take it off, take it off. I'm like, Mom.
Why she didn't like that?
No, she doesn't let me post anything. I'm like, Mom, like, this is who I am.
I don't live home no more,
and
Mom.
I know how much is too much. You know, I'll never post something that's too much. And plus, I've always been known to be very elegant, very... just easy to talk to. Just I have a good brand and I like being an influencer for women and children, and that's what I do.
Well, you're doing great. Fuck the haters. Keep it up. Okay, so you guys got into this taekwondo. Your dad, you know, did what he did, taught all of you guys. Now you went to the Olympics. This is right? No. You just champion in taekwondo.
It's Olympic style, right?
So yes, we did Olympic style taekwondo.
Okay.
And basically, I traveled the world with my father, ranking Olympic points to make it to Rio.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we did, and I went to the Olympic qualifier in Mexico, and I lost to Canada, but it all kind of worked out because right after that, my mom got diagnosed with AML leukemia. So that was like out of the picture, and I had a fallout with one of my taekwondo coaches, and I just didn't know. I knew taekwondo wasn't going to be how I was going to make it in my life because taekwondo fighters are tall, very skinny. Like, that's not my body. Like, I don't have that structure. Yeah. Taekwondo's Olympic and it's electronic. So it's just a very weird, and it wasn't aggressive enough for me. So it's basically like you tap and a point goes up on the system, but that's not me as a fighter. It's not my dad as a fighter. That's not our style. And I never in my life thought I would do MMA. And one day I was watching Romero versus Whittaker, and I saw the girls fighting previously, and I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, these girls are getting paid to fight and I'm not. Like, I've been doing this my whole life, and that's where MMA was born for me.
There you go. So then how far into taekwondo did you finally decide to start mixing it up with, I don't know, what was it, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu?
So originally, I was like, okay, I could do both. I could do MMA and I could do taekwondo. And I had a boyfriend at the time, and he was training MMA, and I didn't know anything about it. He was like, Valerie, you should look into Bellator. You could fight there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Bellator? Like, what? I didn't know anything. And I just started training, and I just started sparring. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fun. Like, I could be creative. I could do whatever I want, you know?
Right.
And that's where the love was born. And actually, I was training MMA, and I still competed in a G2 Olympic Taekwondo competition in Vegas. I went to the UFC PI. I saw my friend Veronica Macedo. I saw this. I'm like, this is for me. Like, I feel it. I see the vision. I know this is for me. I came back. I gave up Taekwondo. I'm dedicating my life 150% to Jiu-Jitsu.
You know, I love the way she says.
Is that your favorite style now? Is Jiu-Jitsu?
No. It's not, but I have to make it.
It's the one you struggle. It's the one you struggle with the most.
I mean, I didn't do ground at all in my life. Although people don't know this, but when I was little, my dad would just put me back to back with boys and just wrestle. So I do have a little bit background. It's just very natural to me. I love the touch. I love the feeling. I have a very good natural defense and a natural scramble. Basically, I just force myself to love jiu-jitsu because I need to get on the other girls' levels that I'm fighting against, and that's what I'm doing.
And how's that coming along? You feel like some people, they get striking a lot better. And for those of you listening who are not sure what I mean by striking is anything that has to do that's not grappling. So you're talking about punches, kicks, knees, elbows. What does that consist of? Boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, Kempo, karate. So when they'll pick up striking a lot better than they would the jiu-jitsu game, because jiu-jitsu is, very, it's like chess. It's like chess, live in motion. You feel like you're picking it up pretty good? Is it coming around?
That's why I made the decision to change my camp to American Top Team in Coconut Creek, because they have the best grapplers in the world. I'm like, if I have to learn, I'm going to learn with the best woman at this, so nobody could ever catch me in a submission in a fight. Because basically I go fight with girls, and what's the first thing they're going to do? Take me down, try to submit me. You know?
Right.
So I'm like, that's not going to happen. I will never allow that to happen. And I went to American Top Team. And at first, I was just getting submitted. Like, I had to learn how to tap. My ego, I was like, I don't want to tap.
Oh, man.
I had to learn how to tap. I got hurt. I learned my lesson.
Oh, yeah. We all have.
It's not my elbows. I'm like, oh, no. So first I was learning basically not to get submitted. And then basically defense. And now I'm in that point where I'm learning also to submit as well, you know? So my defense game is very good. Now I'm also learning to submit, which I have some submissions, but I'm like really technical, you know?
So you went directly to Bellator without ever doing the MMA fights in the local scenes, or did they take the Taekwondo fights as enough experience?
No, you did amateur MMA fights, right?
Yeah, I fought 4 amateur.
I was at 2 of them. And I totally forgot. You beat this white girl. You guys had a nice little scrap for combat night.
That was my last amateur fight actually with her. And I just have so much experience in martial arts, and people don't understand that. I'm 21 years old, but I've been doing this since I was 3. And Taekwondo is different, but Taekwondo, the way my dad raised me, is vicious. It's aggressive, you know? So I was like, I know myself. I know what I could do. I'm going to fight amateur to get the MMA experience in, and then I'm going to go into pro. I don't need any pro fights locally. I'm going to go pro because I've been doing this my whole life.
Right.
I have amateur experience, and I'm training with the best in the world. And if I'm training with them and I'm at a competitive level, there's no reason why I can't do that in a cage.
That's the same exact concept. It's the same way I see it. Mm-hmm. That's why I refuse, and I've told him, he knows this, I refuse to fight local.
Yeah.
And I am getting the attention to fight at the bigger cards, which is Combate, and I don't feel it's necessary for me to fight local.
No.
It's a waste of time.
That's how I saw it. I saw it's damage for no reason.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could fight on a big platform and win because I know myself. What did I do? Without a pro fight, I opened a main event for Bellator and I knocked her out in the first round.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Who I am. So I just performed
That's a
better.
badass little moment. That little 10-second clip right there.
Bring that up when you get a second. You heard me?
What?
Try to bring that up. Her fight when she did that.
That was.
Tell us, walk us through that first experience, because obviously you've been competing, so you know I would imagine you have the nerves, you know, pretty under control. But this is, you're live on camera. You're in the main event. You're on the main card. There's a lot of hype coming behind you.
Every girl's after me.
And here's the worst part. You're a beautiful girl. So a lot of time people hate on that. She's too pretty. She's too pretty to be good. And all the good fighters, you know, they're like a 5 or less, you know. There's no way she can. So there's a lot, you know, of pressure on you. How'd you take it? How'd it go? Walk us through this. Where was this Bellator fight at? Where were they having it at?
In the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, a huge casino.
Okay.
Yeah. Originally, they had 2 cards that weekend. It was Friday on Valentine's Day, which that's why all my fight clothes is pink. And then it was Saturday, and that was the one with, do you remember Czech Congo?
Yes, when he fought
Yeah, that card. I didn't even know who they were. I just cared about my fight. But I didn't know I was fighting.
She's keeping it real, bro. That's what we do here.
I didn't know. Like, my sister was like, Valerie, do you know who's on this card? I'm like, no, I just care about winning. I don't care about anything
I saw this fucking big negro que estaba ahí and speaking fucking fancy French. I don't know.
I have no idea. But my manager didn't even tell me I was going to open the main event. And they're like, no, you're fighting Saturday and you're opening the main event. I was like, what? No one told me this. Like, no one prepared me. But it worked out for the best.
So what is it? How do you feel when you first get ready for this fight? We have this up here right now.
Ooh.
The hammer fist. Oh my
that girl's actually
goodness.
pretty good.
Oh my God, that ref could have stopped it early.
Yeah,
I was looking at him like, are you going to stop? I was like, I think I hit it like 18 times.
Dude. And then you just started crying.
Yeah, because there was so much that went behind this fight.
Of course,
it's like
man.
my whole family's legacy, you know. The first thing I started screaming is, where's my belt? And people thought I was asking for like the belt. Like, I'm like, that's not what I mean. I mean my 4th degree master taekwondo belt. Like the other belt, that'll come.
Did you see how she did that? Gus, she held her hand. So when Valerie threw the jab, she threw a lazy jab on purpose, held the hand, kind of like Lomachenko-like, then came across with her cross hook. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
Bro, you must have landed. Watch. She holds her hand. Boom. You see that? Yeah. That was good. And then bam, the hook.
Actually, in that fight, in the first like 5 seconds, I didn't realize the reach that she had. And she she broke my lip. I was like, oh no, this is not going this way. I'm about to kill you.
Dude, that's literally like 12 fucking hammer fists.
That's
before
way
they
more
ref.
than 12.
No, can we talk about why I decided to hammer fist? I'm so ratchet, right?
Why is that ratchet? Wait a second, but why is that ratchet?
That is ratchet because she's a fighter. She's supposed to be pulling
I
back
couldn't
and
even
dropping them
elegantly,
knuckles.
Like,
No,
jump on
hammer
her,
fists
like,
are way
full
more-
mount
this
and,
is-
like punch
no.
like a normal person. I had to just like crazy. Like that literally shows like
The Miami and
the
you.
Miami ratchetness from when I was a baby.
That's not ratchet, bro.
You're right though. Hammer fists.
I
You know,
know
hammer
it's
fists are very
ratchet.
effective.
It's way more
I love
efficient
it.
from a side mount position.
I don't know why that came out. Like I have random things that come out naturally. I'm like, where is this from?
Born and raised in Miami. It is what it is. It comes out of
My
us.
dad's crazy too. That's
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
Our Lady of Lourdes Academy.
You went to an all-girls school.
I went to an all-girl private Catholic high school.
Yeah.
I went my whole life. I've gone to private school Catholic since I was.
Have you had any nuns
years
hit you
old.
up from there?
Oh, they can't play my fights because it's like rated R.
Jeez.
You know? But yeah, all of them. Actually, I
They
started.
follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, they do. They follow everything I do. But I started in that school, the broadcast journalism program. So I was the first class to have that. So all the cameras, all the equipment. Like if you go into their TV room, it's me. That's what I did. I interviewed Gloria Stefan. Like, but I was also homeschooled during high school because I was also training for the Olympics. So I missed out on a lot in my senior year.
I feel like anybody who was heavily dedicated into sports. Me and my brother weren't able to go to prom because of wrestling. And
Yeah.
once you're heavily dedicated, it's...
And honestly, it's never bothered me because
Yeah, I don't regret it.
I'm like, I'm doing things in my life and sacrificing things because I see the bigger picture. You know?
Of course.
I was so young. I was 18, and I was like, I just see it. I don't care about anything else. All I care about is.
I mean,
my
but
future.
how much did you really miss out on?
Yeah, you know, and I look back at those people now, and they were all always so envious of me, and they never understood what I was trying to do in my life, and now they all try to hit me up like we're friends. I'm like, you weren't. You made my life miserable. You know.
You weren't with me shooting ball in the gym.
Yeah, no. You were hating on me, thinking that who does this girl think she is, thinking she's
Yeah.
gonna make it in her life.
And another thing is, when you're that young, it's not to defend them, but you're immature. You're immature. You're inexperienced. You don't know any better. So the hate comes very naturally.
Yeah,
And
it's hard to deal with that. You know, it's a lot of pressure and a lot of bad vibes towards you. You know, everybody wants me down, and I just push up. Sometimes you feel like you're drowning, but you got to keep going.
you feel like that still comes in your direction to this day.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that now. I mean, it's anywhere I go. You know, no one, like especially females, they don't want to see me make it. But
Why do you think that is, Val? I mean, you're young. It's a difficult thing to understand now. Not to say that you don't or you couldn't have it understood, but why do you think to this day, 2-0, you're trying, you're doing good, you're making moves, you're staying relevant. Why is the hate so strong, and why does it come from women as well?
jealousy. It's jealousy, and I'm not a jealous person. You know, I always try to boost everyone, but some girls aren't like that, and they try to just tear me down every day, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to prove to the world who I am and why I'm like this. You know, who does she think she is, looking cute before training? Who do I think I am? This is my job. Like, do you get ready for work? You get cute for work? So do I. Like, this is my job. I come here, and while I'm grappling, everything comes off. My eyelashes are everywhere, but I'm happy, you know, and I'm happy, and that's who I am, and no one's going to change that.
What's your goal for this next year? Like, what do you have planned?
My goal is to fight 2 to 3 times and film something a movie gig, music video, a small film, something. My dad is an actor.
Are you interested, like you doing music or being in someone's music video?
No, being in someone's music video, but eventually I want to branch out into music as well.
What genre? Reggaeton?
Reggaeton, Spanish. That's my...
Who's your favorite artist right now?
You know, I'm going to be very ratchet saying this, but I love Pitbull. Like, I've always loved Pitbull.
For real?
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Pitbull. You can always be in the
I've always loved Pitbull.
We love
And
Pitbull.
I don't know. I'm just anything I could dance to. I'm a dancer. I was a dancer my whole life. So I don't know. So some way, somehow, I'm going to tie everything together. But my priority is fighting. But I do want to get into acting, entertainment.
So you had a little bit of, it wasn't acting, it was entertainment.
It was acting. I mean,
Well, there was some acting. No, I was going to say about X.
Exatlón,
Yeah, so
so the show was like the games were Rio is very competitive, but all the realities you film and stuff, it's
That part
acting.
is right. It's stage, a whole lot of
It's acting,
stage.
it's reality TV being filmed 24/7.
How did you get approached for that? How was it that your manager or yourself you got approached for that?
No, they
that
wanted
segment?
me to go on the season.
So for the people listening, try to tell them what exactly does the show entail? What is it about? How does that go?
Exatlón is basically like Survivor, but it's famosos, so famous in their sport against contendientes, which is contenders. Like out of 40,000 that apply, they choose 10 of them. So 10 and 10.
Okay.
And every Sunday's elimination, and then Mondays you compete for the fortaleza, the mansion, or the cabin.
What's going on, you crazy mofos? Thank you once again for tuning in to the Black Sheep Perspective. I can't tell you how grateful I am for everyone's support out there. Please keep spreading the word. Do not forget to follow me on Black Sheep 305 on Instagram. Follow the link in my bio so you can log on to the platforms that you choose, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, or many others. Or if you'd like to watch the video as well, hey, why not go to YouTube, see how we act the fool, see what we got going on, see how these ugly faces look on camera. And also, guys, I want to give a big shout out to Live Colors, my brother Lenny Lastre and the company over there showing so much love over here with the many things that I've been getting printed out. You guys got to go show him some love. Go check out that site if you want anything printed out. And if you're trying to keep your diet on point, do not forget about the Yielding Seed. They are one of my new sponsors as well. Meal prep company representing South Florida, keeping me on point, making my life a lot easier so I don't have to overly focus on prepping my own food. Thank you to them. Thank you to you guys. And hey, let's get back to the podcast. All right, so la fortaleza. How you say that? Fort again in Spanish?
Fortaleza.
Fortaleza. I'm working on my Spanish too. So, okay, so then what else?
So, for example, the show, it airs every day of the week at night except for Saturdays. So imagine how much content we filmed. But Mondays, we would always fight for the Fortaleza or La Cabaña. Fortaleza was a mansion. It was a nice mansion, whatever, but we had hot water, etc. And then La Cabaña was in the middle of the woods, like with nothing, un tubito de agua, and that was it.
God damn.
No, and I suffered on that show, no makeup, nothing for my hair. One time I cried so bad to the producers, please, I need conditioner. You don't understand? I have curly hair. I'm not like these other girls. I need conditioner for my hair. And then after 2 months, they brought me conditioner.
Every clip you put on your IG, I watched. And they gave you some pretty dope fucking things. I thought you were like taking it all the way. You were winning everyone that I saw.
I made it pretty far. Actually, I wasn't good. But I would win when I had to. I always perform under pressure. So like Sundays was elimination. We're like every Sunday we have to win because we get paid another check. So let's try to all 10 of us stay here as long as we can and make as much money as we can. And Sundays value would go out. Or lose during the week. Sundays I would go, boom, win, turn it on the production, you know. So
when you win, whoever won, let's say it was you who won that event. This is like a relay. Everybody's involved. It wasn't just you by yourself. Yeah, it was up to 10
points. It was a team thing. I had never done team sports in my life.
Okay.
And I also learned how to work in a team.
Right, which is difficult.
With 10 other people. Actually, one of them, Jose Carlos, one of my best friends, he's the fastest man in Mexico. He's been to 2 Olympics, 34 years old. Yeah, so...
He had to be winning every running race.
Yeah, he did. They had un circuito de rapidez, and he would always win. It was like 50 meters. But like Jose Carlos would go because I would come behind and it would make up for it. Like it was crazy.
You say he was 34. To be that's pretty impressive. You know, to be the fastest in Mexico.
Yeah, and
we better run his ass away from that cartel.
We had another guy that he played in the FIFA, the World Cup in Africa.
Wow.
Venado, and he's the one that won the show. The
really?
one we least expected to win, he won.
Why did you least expect him?
Because he was like me. He was like, oh, ya me quiero ir, tengo mi familia en la casa, mis hijos, whatever. I'm like, Venado, tú vas a ganar. Because he was so good and he was amazing at punteria because the show had punteria. That's another thing. I was throwing footballs.
Punteria?
Punteria.
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 Get your head out the gutter, bro.
I heard puteria.
Yeah, putaria. If you get a hoe, depending on which one you get, what the
fuck? I'm not going to explain.
For people listening, puteria, when you translate that in English, that's like God. Acting like a bitch. That's like being a hoe, like you're hoeing it out. So when Gus heard that, he thought puteria. Like, what do you mean they're hoeing it out?
You would do the whole course, and at the end, they had punteria. So it was always something. Either you throw arrows.
Right.
Or you have to
So when
make a
she says
ball,
punteria,
basketball.
she's referring to something that has to deal with accuracy, tossing the ball,
Accuracy.
throwing
Exactly.
something,
Things that
arrow.
I've never done in my life. All I
Right.
do is hit things hard, you know. So I would get to the end, and like the soccer players were so good. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but actually I was so good at the weirdest punterias, like the
Really?
weirdest ones I was good at.
Ring toss and different
Yeah,
things
like
like
the
that.
weirdest ones you can imagine, except the ones that were like patience. Like one time they had a table with like a little marble, and you had to move it until it got to that. I couldn't do it. I lost the 4 times. That it was so embarrassing. I'm like, this can't be aired.
You're not a patient person.
No, at all. No, I wish I was. The show taught me patience, though, because you want to leave the show, but you can't. So you have to have patience, you know.
Val, listen, man, for
So
what it's worth.
that means you're single. You're not a patient person. That's 100% single right there.
Bro, why man? Valentine's was yesterday, man. We told everybody listening, go run into a wall or something if you're not over that shit. Listen, the show obviously exposed you many different ways in regards to weaknesses or vulnerability or whatever. What was some of your worst moments where you were like, man, fuck this?
Well, honestly, one of the girls, Norma Palafox, an amazing.
Damn, that's a name. Say that
Palafox,
again.
Norma Palafox. She's a soccer player in Mexico.
Wow.
Very famous, 2 million followers, like very young. She's 20 years old, whatever. But honestly, we didn't have communication to our families. But Masida had told me, bring cash on the show. Maybe we could figure shit out on the show, whatever. So I brought cash hidden in a bra. So I would try to.
Good looking out, George.
I
Ratchet.
would try
That's
to- I
straight
would
Miami.
try to-
That's Westchester right
I
there.
would try to pay like Dominicans on the set to like allow me to communicate with my family and stuff. Like I almost lost my mom into my life, you know. So I have to hear her voice. I have to know how her health is, etc.
Yeah.
So I was always doing that, and I was trying to, at least, like when people weren't watching me or filming me, which was like 2 minutes of the day. But when Norma Palafox, actually, we had a beneficio, so we won a game, and they're like, okay, you have communication with your family for 1 minute. I'll record it. So for some reason, her camera was the only one that wasn't working, and they filmed her scene 3 times. And a month later, we found out her mom passed away.
Oh. While she
her
was on
mom-
the show.
While she was on the show.
Fuck.
And that was her
Fuck.
last. That was her
would
last
die,
call to her
dog.
mom. So that made me realize, like, the thing is that show brainwashes you, because you think there's nothing else in the world that matters that winning that show. It's
Right.
really weird how it works, but
Right.
they take everything
Isn't
away
that
from
the
you.
concept? Though?
Exactly. That's why they
Exactly.
isolate you the way they do.
That's why they isolate you and take everything away from
Yeah.
you. So you're brainwashed into this world. I always felt like I was in the Hunger Games or something. Like
Yeah.
I was in a
Yeah.
big dome,
Sounds like it.
I felt like a little like computer tool basically, and we were the first ones doing those circuitos, the new ones. So it's just really weird. But after that, I was like, Valerie, this isn't real life. Like, this is all a game. Like, why are you stressing this so much? And honestly, my anxiety on the show was out of the roof. And I brought my gloves, my boxing gloves, and I would punch trees every morning. I would knock down trees. I would break the sets. Like, that's the only thing I could do was box against trees. And you really learn to appreciate the things you have in your life. You know, even a boxing bag. Like, I'm telling you, like, I would beg the producers, like, is there any way you bring me, like, a bag or something so I could hit, you know, because that's what I do. And I knew that I had to keep my fighting like somewhat going
Right.
throughout the show, because
Yeah.
I couldn't just stop cold turkey. So I was there like sprawling, like sprawl, like on my own, like at 6:30 every morning when the sun would set. That's what I would do. The producers would get there, we would film interviews, we would film realities, we would go to the games. Whatever happened in the game, you come back at night, film reality, film interviews, eat, sleep, repeat.
How was the feeding? Were they taking care of you guys, at least feeding you, you know?
No. This was my biggest problem, because I'm Cuban and I need to be eating right to maintain my body. I don't have a body like normal girls. If I have a pizza at night, I won't gain a pound, I'll gain 4. That's how my body is, right? So
You have
on
the Cuban
sh-
thighs.
Yes. And I had a problem on that show because they were feeding us terribly, you know, not like for athletes that were performing on the show and were actually competing. And it was just all carbs, like no protein. And since you have nothing else to do on the show, you train a little bit, which you don't even have space to train. You compete and you eat. And that was my
So you had a
problem.
weight gain on the show.
Well, when I got on the show, I lost 20 pounds because I wasn't eating, because I was so scared of
So
the
you were on
circuitos.
fighting weight.
I was on fighting weight when I started. Like, if you see the show, this is something I haven't spoken about. But when you see
exclusive.
when you see the show, I got there and I was actually like, I got there like 145, right? Then I lost 20 pounds on the show in the beginning, in the first 4 weeks, because I wasn't eating. I was so nervous and so scared. My anxiety, I was just trembling. And then when I got comfortable with my environment, then I just started eating, but there was nothing else to eat. That's what they would give you, and you have to eat. Now you'll faint in the heat filming all day, which happened to me once. So I
fainted?
Yeah, I fainted. They had to take me to the hospital to rehydrate me. So yeah, so then I gained like 25 pounds back. And when I got back, I was like, I don't know what to do. The first thing I did was I called my nutritionist. Like, you could tell I had gained weight on the show, but it was all the girls did, you know. Most of them did, except the ones that had allergies to like the things that they were giving. But then I was like, okay, I need to train again, get back on my diet, get back in my routine. And that's what I did. So now I'm back to my normal weight. And when it's time for camp, I'll start cutting weight again.
Well, that experience, you know, I think there's a lot
do you have a hard time cutting weight or no?
Do I have a hard time?
Did you have to cut weight for Taekwondo or no?
Yes. So I've been cutting weight since I'm
you're used
11 years old. I was 11 years old,
okay,
losing 6-7 pounds to compete at a U.S. Open. So I've been doing this my whole life, and I know exactly what I need to do to cut my weight. But I'm traumatized cutting water weight from my Taekwondo experiences. One time I fought at an Open in Germany, which I won. I got silver, but I was so dehydrated, like 20 pounds dehydrated, and they put me on the plane to Germany, and I just didn't wake up. They thought I wasn't going to wake up. I was that bad. I just had the worst experience cutting water weight. So for my fights, I work with nutrition, and I don't cut water weight. I cut 2 pounds water weight, but I diet. Like, literally, it's just a discipline dieting. I make weight, and now what I'm trying to work on is staying closer to my weight, not gaining 20 pounds back, you know. But once I do that, then I'll really be at my highest performance level. What's
your weakness when it comes to eating right? Obviously, when Lou, which by the way, shout out to Loutrition, that's his handle, Loutrition, right? LOUTR.
Yeah, he works with John Jones. He works with a lot of good people.
Yeah, he works with Shorty as well, Shorty Torres. Cool cat. He's got a nice story as well. What is it when you're outside of being strictly on your, you know, I mean, honestly, Val, I'm a hard ass. I'm going to tell you should just be fucking being healthy all the time. That doesn't mean walk around at weight, but you should just be healthy. Cut out the bullshit.
You're right. The problem is that since I've cut weight so many years, I have a lot of anxiety. So when I'm not in camp, even if I'm not hungry, I just want to eat because I'm like, I can't eat this again for 10 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, it's just mental. So I realized like that could turn into a mental disorder if I let it to. So I don't let that happen. When I'm off camp, the problem is that I get bored at night and like I just want to eat, you know what I mean? So I'm keeping myself accountable. Either I make someone come over just to make sure I don't eat or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's my problem. But I've gotten better at it, and I'm closer to my weight now. I have to lose like 20 pounds, which isn't bad, 25 pounds. And nothing, I'm getting better every day.
So when's the actual next fight? Do you have one lined up right now or no?
Well, okay, so I got back from Exatlón.
Which was when you got back, like, what, 4 or 5 months ago?
Right before Thanksgiving.
November, okay.
Right, and I really wanted to fight on the card in January. But on the show, I had an injury twice. 2 times that I had to sit out 2 weeks because my left ankle. I've always had a problem with that ankle. And I got back from the show, and I was like, I want to fight. But obviously, I wasn't healthy, and I couldn't get cleared on time for that fight. And plus, apart from that, I didn't spend time with my family for 3 months. Like, I had to spend time with my mom and my little sisters that they hadn't seen me for so long instead of going straight into camp mode, you know? Mentally, I couldn't do it. So I had to pull out of that fight because of my foot. But also, I didn't feel like I was mentally in the right place. And if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. I don't do anything halfway. And I know that these girls are training to kill me. So I need to be 100% prepared when I go into the camp. So hopefully we're shooting for April.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
which card is out? What?
I'm not sure, but just that time. Yeah.
Okay. But you don't know anything about a possible opponent. Do you know it's either gonna be one of these 2 or 3 girls or nothing like that yet?
No. There's this girl that keeps like calling me out or whatever. I'm like, I don't know.
Who is it?
I don't know. But
you have to know who it is if she's
don't.
calling you out.
I'm not gonna make her famous.
Good call. Good call. That's how you do it.
That's a good one.
She doesn't deserve it. Yeah.
Keep them beneath the shoe, man. Keep them beneath the shoe.
She's
I
just a
do
bum.
what my manager tells me. Yeah.
Good. You're supposed to follow the guidance, especially if you believe in that. And you're with First Round, right?
Yes, and I'm having fun training. Like, I really enjoy. I didn't get to train for 3 months on the show, so I came back and I'm having fun training. I've gotten so much better grappling, like working with Mike Brown. I'm training with Joanna for her camp against Zhang. I've been doing her sparrings with her. I'm just in a really good place right now, and in a little bit, I'll be ready to go into camp.
Seems like you have become, I mean, you never know unless you're there, but seems like you become kind of this little sister to everybody over there, or the little niece, or, you know, because you're young. You know, you're 21. When was your birthday?
July 19th.
July. Okay, so you'll be 22. So you're fairly young in regards to just turning 21. These girls average between the youngest probably 26, 7-ish maybe, but they're more around 30, 31-ish.
Actually, me and Jillian are the youngest ones to talk to. Jillian Savage.
Yeah.
She's 25 now. We're the youngest ones there. But most of these girls started at my age.
Yeah.
But I've done this since I was 3 years old.
Right.
And very, very intense. That's why, like, it's different, you know. I'm mature when it comes to martial arts and knowing what I'm doing, knowing the coaches I'm working with, knowing how I'm training. What I've bettered on is my intensity, because before I was way too much. Like, I was always training super, super, super hard. And it takes such a toll on your body.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, Amanda Nunes and Nina had told me, Valerie, you're going to learn how to manage your training so that you could get through it, you know? That's what I'm learning now. I'm learning what to do when it's intense rolling, like when is 100%, when is 60, etc.
I keep checking with this for. I know that Gus is really on point with his.
Yeah, so at the beginning, I mean, I started with Amanda Nunes at MMA Masters.
Yeah. Old school, baby. That's a good shot out there.
I was a straight wrestler when I started over there.
Yeah.
I was getting my ass whooped by her.
Baboon was over there too.
Yeah, I started with them. But yeah, when I first got into my fight camp, I got, you know, I was like, oh, you're going to fight for combate? And I went ham. I was doing 4 sessions a day. And at the end of the week, I had a cold, a fever. I was like, all right, I need to make things go the right way. So then I talked to my coach and started talking to other people, and yeah, you have to learn how to learn.
And that was my problem. I was too extreme or I was too not. And
you have to find a balance.
I've learned this year the middle balance is
well, you know
very
what?
important.
The MMA world has matured and evolved a whole lot.
Yeah,
you know, back in the days, and not even back in the days. I think it was like a year or two ago. Dana White was calling out AKA, which for those listening who don't know what that is, that's American Kickboxing Academy, very known gym camp. Excuse me. And where they at? AKA is in
New Mexico? No.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, New Mexico. Well, that's where they got a bunch of studs out there. Cain Velasquez, Khabib.
Well, one of my friends, the Peruvian, he used to train a top team. He's training there now. Fuerza Barzola.
Well, they were known for going too fucking hard.
Yeah.
Too hard, kind of like the Shootbox Academy in Brazil. They were just known for sparring way too often and way too hard. And then there were so many fighters, Cain, everybody, they got a big fight coming up, and then out of nowhere, they pull out. Why? They got injured. And it happened so much that Dana White called them out and said, hey, things have changed. Why are you guys going so hard? Why is this heavyweight sparring against a flyweight, you know, 265 against 155, and then he rolls his ankle with him because he shouldn't be doing that. So it's come a long way, and fighters are learning, hey, we don't have to go in their gladiator zone every day.
Yeah, I'm currently learning.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's part of that.
I was the type that I would just spar, and I would spar like hard just to kill, you know, like hit me as hard as you can. Like,
yeah, and you'd spar with anybody. That's it.
Anybody. And when I first started MMA, my dad took me to a gym. He's like, this is what you want to do? Because, you know, he was a Taekwondo guy. We actually had problems because he didn't want me to go into MMA. He didn't want me to leave Taekwondo. He's like, oh, you're a Taekwondo guy. Well, I mean, he was like, oh, let's go to the gym. This is what you want to do? I'm like, yeah. And he's put me to spar with this guy. Actually, you probably know who he is. But he was like, just hit her to knock her out. So the guy spinning heel hooked my head, and I saw stars. And I went down, but I kept swinging. And that's when my dad realized, oh, she likes it.
You know, it's funny. It's very coincidental.
Who was the guy?
He would train with Palomino and with Tigre. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know who Tigre is, but
no, but you say you trained with Palomino and Tigre.
At Tigre school, yeah. I went there once. That's when my dad took me to school.
I was talking to a coworker of mine, Richie. Mm-hmm. Richie Ramirez. He used to train with you when he was still active over there at it was right before we became Freedom Fighters.
ATT
yeah, when it was still ATT West Kendall.
Wait, what does he look like? I probably sparred.
Green eyes. I don't know.
What
Good
did-
looking kid.
What did he say to him? What did he say?
No, it's funny. So he was
Like
asking me.
crazy?
He was asking me about the podcast and what's going on with it because we were talking about bare knuckle event coming up tonight, and he goes, "Yeah, man, I forgot. You're pretty active with everything because of your podcast, man. I'm glad it's going good for you, so on and so forth." And I was like, "Yeah, man, everything's going really smooth, man. Things are picking up." I go, "Matter of fact, we got a great guest tonight, man. Old training partner of yours. I don't know if you guys actually got to mingle." He says, "Who?" I said, "Valerie Loureda." He goes, "Oh, yeah,
no.
man." And then he literally goes, "Richie in the middle. See right there."
Wrestler. Yes, I know exactly who that is.
So he goes, "Bro, she used to fucking come at me so hard, man." And I'm like, oh,
telling you, it's
and I
true.
literally asked him. I said, "Oh, she used to try to holler at you? She wanted to get with you?" He goes, "No, dog. Like we used to spar, and this bitch used to come at me like hard. Like she was always trying to knock me out. Like I don't get it." And I'm like, "Oh shit, maybe she just like that. I don't know."
No, but you know what the problem is that nobody would take me seriously. They're like, "Oh, esta niña que piensa,
Right.
que sabe, whatever." Like, que yo pienso que I'm gonna knock out all your fighters right now. Like for real, that's what it was. I would literally just spar to prove to the coaches that I was born for this. Like I'm really talented. I'm like, look at what I'm doing. You taught me something yesterday. I just did it sparring. Like, you know what I mean? It was more proving myself to those people around me.
So in some shape or form, even though you're still mastering your trade, knowing how to tone it, knowing when to do what, that is something that's been part of you and it continues being you. You do feel like you still have shit to prove to people.
I've always been the underdog since I was little. I've always been the underdog. I love being the underdog, I love being the one that no one expects to, and that's why I see pretty girl Instagram model. I'm like, okay, I'll show you. Like, I love it, And that's who I am, and I always feel like I have to prove to everyone. And I never enjoy my success. Like, I won my first fight. I was like, second fight, like, I feel like till I'm not like 8-0 at least, I'm gonna start enjoying more what I'm doing. I just feel like I'm in a bubble. I'm like this, which is not healthy. I'm gonna look back and be like, you should have enjoyed the experience, but I'm just so focused on.
To an extent, Val, don't knock yourself
I know,
because
but I'm like that. I'm too.
no.
chill.
What I'm saying is, I don't think you'll regret it and say that you were too locked. No, stay locked in. Too young people is not to insult them, but young people because of the persona that's out there, because of the just whatever what's been known. When you're young, you're dumb. Have fun. Do what you got to do. No regrets. You'll sweep it up later on. No. When you're young and you got the energy and you have the body that recoups a lot faster and you have your mind can absorb a lot more, and that's when you need to develop the most you can. So instead of just dicking around for up until you're 26, 27, barely going through college, give it all you got now so you can retire early, so you can open up that business, so you can be successful in your
I
trade.
was also like, I need to hurry up. I need to catch up. So I would train every day as hard as I can, learn as much as I could to catch up to these girls. Because I was like, there's no girl that's
But catch up to what? Remember, you're 21. These girls are 30 years
but
old.
this was my problem. I'm like, MMA is growing. MMA is the
She
next
probably felt
big
like
thing.
skill wise in regards to like the jits and the wrestling, maybe.
And also, like, I was like, I'm going to be the first girl to do this my way, my style, and no one's going to be able to copy me. So I was like catching up to like, I don't know. I'm still on that. I feel constant pressure. I want to be better and better and better. I want to be the best, and I want.
You want to claim that as being the first
Exactly.
Taekwondo champ?
And I want no one to be able to compare themselves to me.
When you go against these girls, you have Joanne. I don't want to murder her name.
Joanna.
Would you say Joanna?
Jędrzejczyk.
JJ.
JJ. That's a better way. Obviously, you're not trying to disclose any secrets or too much information, but how do you feel your game is developing as you go against these these studs and these badasses? I think Nina's great. I think she's had 2 tough losses. One that I think she should have won. She's a great fighter. She moves a lot. When you go against these type of people, maybe Trisha Cicero, shout out to her, and anybody else out there, you guys got a lot of fucking great women out there, man. There's like 6 or 7 bad motherfuckers.
Yeah, I was surprised when I went over there. I was surprised by the amount of girls I had over there.
Yeah,
that's why I'm there. Because I was only training with guys, and I've been like that my whole life. But I'm like, I'm fighting a woman. I need to feel a woman's strength, because then I lose confidence when it comes to grappling with a man, because I'm like, I'm not strong enough. I'm not doing something right. But no. You're grappling men. It's completely different than grappling a woman. I was like, that's why I need to move to American Top Team in Coconut Creek, and that's what I did.
So how's it feel like being over there? How do you feel like the energy is over there? We've had several people from ATT come over here. We had Mikey Rodriguez, who you saw his signature here on the wall. We had Shorty Torres, and we've also hung out with a lot of them. We just know a lot of the crew from over there. What do you feel about the whole gym experience and everything that's going on? And you travel a lot of gyms. You've been with your dad. You were at ATT before it became Freedom Fighters down here. What's it like over there right now?
American Top Team Coconut Creek is the most professional environment you're going to find anywhere.
I can agree with that.
I love just how professional all the coaches are. You know, you have a CIC, you have your coaches, you have your schedule. I work like that. I work, schedule. And the problem is that American Top Team is filled with all these stars, all these amazing fighters. And you basically, you're there and, you know, they have the tension, but you're learning so much, you know? So it's like a mental game too. But remember, if you get submitted, you're getting submitted by the best. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's very tricky when it comes to that, but they're so professional. They're so amazing with me. They allowed me to train with the pros as an amateur, you know, and my first coach was Steve Bruno. And now I'm transitioning to Thiago Alves. He's in a fight in bare knuckle.
That's right.
He's an amazing striker. And
he is?
Yeah, you didn't know he signed? Yeah. Yeah, Thiago signed with bare knuckle.
I feel bad for whoever has to fight him.
Oh, man.
He's amazing. He's my striking coach now. And
I love Thiago, man. I've been following him for a minute, dude. Been a fan of his for a minute. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so American Top Team is a pond of stars that you got to survive. And
so you moved up close by over there?
So I was living with my parents in Miami. I'm also a full-time online college student. I go to UF Online. I'm finishing my last year. Exatlón held me back that semester, but I'll be done by summer 2021.
That's awesome.
Congrats. Good stuff.
Yeah, I transferred to UF Online because they're the only ones that provided my degree to finish online, and I obviously can't go to campus.
Are you doing like media and stuff like that?
It's a Bachelor in Science of Telecommunication and broadcast.
That's awesome.
So I'm a full-time online student, but when I was like, Valerie, you need to train American Top Team, I was like, how are you going to do this? And I found a waitressing job in Tijuana Taxi in Coral Springs. And I had never done this in my life, but I learned to waitress, and I was making good money on tips. I would wear my yoga pants. I would be like, I'm a fighter. You could watch me fight. I was making money, and
notice how she said yoga pants.
Yoga pants.
It's specific. And then I was staying in a crappy studio, like crappy studio. Like I can't wait for my first debut fight with you know those grillers, like you know those grillers that you connect to the electricity,
like the plancha.
Like la plancha, because the studio didn't have a kitchen, so the plancha, I would make my chicken, my kale,
everything.
My tomatoes, and my peppers. Those 4 things, yeah. And that's how I can't wait for my first fight. I waitressed. I made enough money as I can. I paid una boberia like $600 a month, but I was living at a Top Team. I could pursue my camp and my dreams, and I was right there. And after I fought with Bellator, thank God, I found my 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom in Coconut Creek, 5 minutes away from the gym. And I was like, damn, I leveled up. I was proud of myself.
You obviously got sponsors now.
Yeah, now I'm sponsored by Monster Energy. Yes. And
shout out to Monster. Hey, we need some sponsors, Monster. God damn it. Come on now.
Yeah, and basically, I know I have 2 fights, but I've been doing this since I was little. And
right.
I'm just, when you look at me, you could tell the passion I have for what I do. And I would just tell them, like, I know. I was like, I know I don't have a lot of fights, but just trust me. I'm going to be the best fighter in the world one day. Just trust me. I know myself. I know my talent and what I could do. So Monster sponsored me.
That's awesome.
What's going on, beautiful people? Just want to take a moment to thank everyone out there for tuning in. We continue getting so much love and support and appreciate every bit of it. But on that note, if you're a new listener or simply someone who's interested in following our journey, please take a second to subscribe to our channel or download whatever necessary app in order to never miss a show. Also, why not give us a follow on Instagram at BlackSheep305 and at Gus Villamil. Again, we truly appreciate all the love and support and look forward to continuously giving everyone listening a different perspective. Now let's get back to the podcast. So, you know, a lot of people out there, they maybe they hear about it, but they don't really understand the true struggles that lies beneath, you know, fighters trying to balance out 9 to 5s, school, whatever it is, some of them parents, whatever it might be, balance that out with the amount of training that it takes, the money that goes into it. You got to pay a coach, you got to pay a manager, you got to pay it is tough. And when they, they see somebody like you, and I know we spoke about this off camera, when they see somebody like you, beautiful girl, was on the show, have, 190,000 followers, sponsors, they think, this pretty chick hasn't gone through much. It's being given to her, kind of like a Paige Van Zandt, because something like that. And then to hear you say that you were in the studio waitressing, and this is all you sacrificing and leaving Miami to go over there, struggle instead of being at home with that comfort. You're still young. People can't look at you and be like, oh, well, she should have got out the house anyhow. No, man, that's young. That I give you a round of applause for that, man. That's tough and that's good. That shows maturity.
Thank you. Yeah, because the thing is, my mom's a school teacher. My mom's a special ed teacher, and she's been with the school board for 20 years. But when she had cancer and the whole thing, she couldn't work, etc. And my dad has a Taekwondo school in Miami, but it really doesn't make money. Miami, no one likes to pay, and
so true.
So my parents literally have sacrificed every penny of their pocket to send my sisters and I to have the best education, which is why we went to a private school. And I thank them and I give them the world for that.
That's awesome.
And when my dad was always my instructor, my master, and when I decided to go into MMA, my father and I had a fallout because he didn't want me to leave his sport. He always saw the Olympic dream. He still wears a little Olympic necklace, and I always knew that wasn't the platform that was gonna get me recognized the way I should. And Olympics doesn't pay, and Taekwondo Olympics even more. They don't really have an audience as much. So when I saw MMA, I'm like, those girls are fighting and they get paid for that. Still to this day, I can't understand my brain that I'm getting paid for what I do. So money has never been on my mind. I've always thought about is my legacy and the recognition that I'm going to get for doing what I do. So I just have always done what I had to do to get there. So I was like, you need to go to Coconut Creek. You need to train with these girls. I had never done this. One of my friends, actually, she's Laborio's daughter. Do you know Laborio?
Of course.
I met her in college, and she's like, oh, my father's someone big in MMA. But in college, I was like, I don't know about that. I have no idea. I would never do MMA. And then fast forward a year later, I text her. I'm like, Abby, are you still living in Coconut Creek? She's like, yeah. I'm like, who's your dad? And she's like, Laborio. He was one of the top people at American Top Team. I was like, oh my God. So then she helped me get that waitressing job because she would work there sometimes. And I did that. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more comfortable. So let me find another job. So then I was teaching kickboxing at I Love Kickboxing, a franchise, literally right next, like the shopping center next door from American Top Team. I would teach there 3 times a week, and I would pay my rent. But in that studio that I was living in, it was miserable. I didn't have a kitchen. I would have to cook from the La Plancha. I had a 1 bedroom. It was my bed, it was my fight banner, it was the TV, and the plancha. And that was it. And I just did everything I had to do to get to where I wanted to be. And that's why my debut with Bellator, people are like, oh, she's crying, whatever, debut. But they just don't understand the passion and the emotion that goes behind this for me. I'm a passion-driven person. If there's no passion, I'm not doing it. And basically how much I struggled on my own at 18 years old to make this happen. My mom is in Miami. My parents have been going through a divorce. So it's just so many things, and then 2 little sisters to take care of. So I do this for myself and my legacy and the fighter I know I am, and to prove it to the world, but also do this to change my mom's life, to honor my father, and to give my little sisters as much as I can. I help my sister out. She's in UCF, and I pay for as much of her stuff as I can, and my mom is good now, but I've been helping her out with my little sister too. So I'm just really grateful for where I am. And the only thing that's been given to me is an amazing education because my parents sacrificed that. But the rest it's very easy to have a father in the sport and be like, I'm done. I'm burnt out. Ya no quiero hacer esto más. But there was always something inside of me calling me, telling me, Valerie, something is calling you to be someone big in this world. And I've always felt the sensation like pulling me. It's really weird. Since I was little, I've always I've always known that I was born to do something big. And that's been my passion every time. Like, my drive. Like, there's nothing that could take me away. If there's something slight that gets in my way from what I want to do, I cut it really quick. Like, I'm my sport and my future and my destiny or nothing.
So that's easier said than
Man,
done.
I feel like a bitch. You gotta cut that part. I teared up. I can relate to that so bad.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, of course. You know, and you know the tough part. I remember when we got the job at the UFC gym, and we had to go through this hell week. It was literally like a boot camp hell week where they just from you know, learning how to be a coach, how to be a trainer, how the process, and then they smoked us for like an hour in a certain amount of field of something. Anyway, fast forward. So we all graduated from this hell week, and here we are. We're official UFC coaches. We're about to open up the first UFC gym in Miami, and it's doing great. And it was the awesomest gym at the time, and still is. But I remember I told people, everybody was, you know, some people were in tears, some people were sweating their nuts off, and everybody was just dying like, oh man, we made it, we're coaches, we're this, and everybody was happy. And I said, hey, you know, everybody gave their little speech about what they thought about what they went through. And I happened to be the last or second to last guy to give my speech. And I just said, hey man, I just want to remind you guys, and this is me telling you this, and anybody up and coming, this is the easy part. Maintaining, like I said, when you become a champion, the hard part wasn't to become the champion, as motherfucking difficult as that is. It's maintaining that passion, that drive, training as hard as you're supposed to train, which is going to be harder because now the bullseye's on you. Now you got a lot more money. Now you're waking up in satin sheets. Distractions. We need to pull you this way for this interview. We need you to do this podcast. We need you to model this clothes. The hard part is still coming. Val, you're only 21, player. You're in a position where you can really be like a John Jones. You know, you're so young with so much more growing to do. In a great division that's still building, because that's a new division. You know, well, not new, but just all women is still fairly new. You can really be that person, that superstar, but you got to think like that. Like you can literally, and we have the confidence, we spoke about this off camera, that you will be if you don't get sidetracked. Because that happens from falling in love to offers for movies to, you know, all that can sidetrack. I'm not saying these women didn't do it, but here's great examples. Ronda Rousey, Paige Van Zandt. Who else? Felicia Harry. Felicia Harry she's a bad chick. She could have done a lot more, in my opinion, skill-wise. But because of that TV show, The UFC Fighter, because she's such a pretty girl, she was always in her little underwears, and bro, she rode that train like hardcore when she got out, and she didn't focus enough on the fight game. So, you know, her career ended shorter than what I think it should have. You need to make sure you brace that. You're ready for that right there. That's the tough part.
Well, I always tell myself, and I'm like, Valerie, let's say tomorrow they offer you the lead role in a movie. Would you do it? And I look at myself, no. Why? Because you wouldn't feel satisfied and fulfilled if you don't prove that you're an amazing fighter first, you know? So I would do small things, but always making sure the year at least have 2 to 3 wins. You know what I mean? So when I'm off camp, maybe a month, I could do something from whatever. But I'm always like, let's say tomorrow they tell me I'm the most famous woman in the world. I wouldn't feel happy or fulfilled because I haven't proved that I'm actually a real fighter, you know, which I kind of have through my fights, but not nearly what I want to do yet. You know, I'm very real with myself. I'm not someone that says, oh, I'm 10-0 and I'm the best fighter. No, I'm not saying that. I know I'm going to be one day, and I know I'm on the track too, and I know I only have 2 fights. But I promise you, just trust me, I'm going to do it because there's no one that could stop me. You know, it's the way I think.
Well, you know, that's great. You always got to have that confidence. You got to believe in yourself. It's great to have a background. You have it. And it's even better when you're surrounded by not just great coaches, great guidance, but fighters that are going to make you, they're going to force you because they're better than you right now. Most of them, they're better than you, just skill level wise. But they're going to teach you this. When you got Joanna, you know, JJ, in and out on you with her fucking precise sniping of a strike. She's in and out. You know, that girl's so sharp. I can't wait to see her fight against, how you say her name? Ying?
It's amazing.
Zhang Wei. Zhang Wei Li. I be murdering these, bro. Yeah. Fuck, man. Whatever.
Joanna is my favorite person in the world to train with. I feel so much like her. It's so weird. Like when you have a connection with somebody, like training wise, and I've always said I haven't found anyone that trains like me. Cause I'm really grimy. I'm really ratchet, and
She loses. I think she misuses that word a little
If
bit.
I
No,
hear
I
somebody
am,
say
like,
that's how they
if I
train,
could
I'll be
bite
like, I'm
someone,
not.
Yeah, yo, I'm gonna go ratchet on you. What do you mean, dog? We
It's like
training. How do you do
You ever
that?
trained with Alexis Vila?
Alexis V.
Oh yeah,
Before
I
he got
know.
arrested, he used to drag me by my hair wrestling, like drag me.
That guy
across
he bit me.
Bit us all. Nut checked us all.
Yeah, oil check.
Oh yeah, no. Like, shout out to Alex. I hope everything's going good for him.
That's a girl version right here.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
I
like.
really feel like I am. Like, naturally, it's because my dad is crazy. My dad is savage.
You bite people when you roll?
I wish. I can't. Sometimes I do it for fun. But
Yeah.
I would never roll with this person.
my dad is crazy. My dad built me like my dad would just stand me and he would get guys and be like, kick her in the ribs as hard as you can. Like me, 10 years old, like a little girl, I would come out red everywhere. My mom would get so mad. They would fight so much. They're girls, they're not men. But honestly, that's why I'm like this. Like, there's nothing I haven't seen before, nothing I haven't gotten hit with, and nothing that anyone could do to me that could knock me down, I feel like.
Have you ever been clipped, like flash knockout or close to it, like a some type of head trauma?
Only training, but not in a fight.
No, but I mean, okay, so sparring though, you have been clipped.
Yeah, sparring, but not with women, with men.
I've literally known up and coming fighters, amazing young fighters.
You had a man flash knock you out?
But doesn't have to mean that he hit it hard. He might just put it on the button.
He hit me hard because my dad asked him to. My dad's like that. He's like, hit her as hard as you can. Like, my dad's crazy. But
Jesus.
yeah, my dad's savage.
Dad, if you're listening, tone that shit down, bro. Hey, by the way, speaking of your family, the youngest, she's how old again?
She's 12 and she's a black belt and she still does taekwondo, but she's
kind of veering away from it little by little.
Yeah, that's not her. My other sister in college is an amazing athlete. Like she's lost so much weight. She's like close to flyweight. I'm like, why don't you just weigh in for me? But she's like, Valerie, can you imagine if I just go to US Open and you coach me? Like, how fun. I'm like, we should do it. My sister's an amazing athlete, represented Puerto Rico.
But is she still competing taekwondo?
No, she's in college, but she's gonna do collegiate. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and,
they have collegiate. Oh,
she's gonna do collegiate.
Shit,
I'm gonna coach her. And honestly, my sister, whenever she's in Miami, I tell her to go with me to American Top Team, because I trained with my sister my whole life. She was my best training partner, and she'll be there and she'll be like, Valerie, double, tornado, back eight, like, you know what I mean? Like, just base taekwondo things that no one tells me to do because they don't know it, you know. And my sister's my number one fan. She also helps me with my social media. She does like my posts. She does everything for me. And fight week, she's in charge of everything. And my sister knows me better than anyone. So she's might compete again, but she will never go into MMA. My two sisters will never.
You had told us that ATT has a they're very professional. They got a great format of how to follow things, what to do, things of that nature. How many coaches are you working with? I'm assuming, I know there's classes that you guys all take in bulk. Maybe they're advanced / pro. They're not going to just let amateurs go with pros, how you mentioned
the
earlier.
amateurs train at night and the pros in the morning.
Okay, so when you do these classes, do you do individual with coaches? You mentioned Thiago Alves, or is it you just do these individual coaches classes, which is meant for the pros?
No, so I wrestle Mondays with Mako. Amazing. Mike Brown monitors it, and Tuesdays I spar in the morning, and I make sure I always have a coach there monitoring my sparring, simulating a fight, through the rounds, bringing my water, etc. I like mental
visualization. Visualization.
Yeah. And
don't worry, I can't say Exatlón.
And then at night I have my private, which is kickboxing or striking techniques. And then Wednesday, striking again. I do a group class just for some cardio, and then I grapple with Mike Brown after. On Wednesday nights I'm off. Thursdays I spar again. Private at night. Fridays Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm off. And Saturdays I do cardio, and that's it.
Sundays you don't train?
No.
Is that by recommendation or is that by choice?
Both. I mean, my coaches do my schedule Monday to Saturday. Sunday you're off. So I try to yoga, or I go dance salsa, or I find a twerking class, or I'm doing pole dancing.
All 4 had yoga pants in it, by the way. Hey, did you just say that?
Yeah. I do
pole
something
dancing
to keep me active, because if I stay home, and just I'm in pain all day. I just go into a bad mental place. So I like being out and forcing myself to do something active and that I love, which is entertainment, dancing, feeling like a girl, and start the weekend and we start all over.
You don't do any recovery? You don't have a physical therapist?
Yeah, I do have one that he comes when I'm in camp. But cryotherapy I do sometimes. But honestly, I'm not really good at taking care of myself, which I should be.
You should, trust me. I used to be the same way.
Your body will tell you,
I know.
man, what were we waiting for?
I know.
Especially if people are willing to help you. Do you ever get chiropractic help?
No, of course. And I don't know if you know Dynamic Wellness.
Of course.
Yeah, they were my first sponsor when I had no fight. Lewis was like, come here, we'll help you. So now I'm starting to come every Saturday back.
Good.
Because I love staying true to the people that have helped me.
Of course.
Make it to, not that I've made it anywhere big, but make it to
he's a good dude. He just partnered up with Go Shed.
Yeah. Shout out to Lewis. We just saw him. I forgot. I went with Yuli.
Saturday.
Yeah. No. Saturday where?
At Yuli's.
Lewis was there.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man! But I saw him before that, and I forgot he was there. Had a couple of drinks that night. Oh, speaking of that, what's up with you in that type of scene? Like you keep mentioning Ratchet, you're Miami as fuck. Do you have any kind of bad habits of, you like to drink every once in a while, once a week, or how does that go for you?
I actually force myself to go out sometimes because before I left on the show, I was very one-sided, like very secluded, very
introvert.
Yeah, very in my apartment. My apartment, training, blinds closed, darkness, sleep, repeat. And I didn't like it. I felt like I was being too extreme, and I felt like I wasn't also enjoying a little bit my life, And now I force myself to do so. They have an event. I go. After the show, I started going out more because I was in a place for 3 months secluded. But drinking and stuff, I love going out, and I love having fun, and I love drinking. But honestly, like nothing means more to me than fighting. So anything that I feel like jeopardizes that a little bit,
right,
it's very easy for me to eliminate. So when it's time to start actually training very hard, also on the weekends I wear heels. So I'm like, okay, you could only wear heels one night because then Monday you have to wrestle and your feet can't be sore.
Oh,
There's so many things that go into my life. But
do women have sore heels the next day after wearing heels the whole night?
The thing is that my feet are like flat, like I have no arch. My dad has flat feet for Taekwondo. I don't know. I just being on a mat barefoot since I was 3. I just have really flat feet. So heels hurt a lot more for me than they do for any normal girl. Plus, like my insteps, Taekwondo fighters, we kick with our insteps. And I just have a bunch of little broken bones there. Always, constantly. And nothing. I do the best to take care of myself and disimular un poco, but I'm in pain.
You mentioned that you really like to dance, and that's something that's in you. Do you at least, it doesn't have to include all the drinking, but is that something you like to do?
Of course.
Is this more like salsa merengue, or this is just hip hop everything?
No, salsa, bachata.
You dance all that pretty good?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
And I'm starting to take real salsa lessons now because I want to learn how salsa de verdad.
Right.
Oh, like not the family. So the Cuban. So that's what happened with me. I thought I knew salsa. And Mari shout out to Mari from Hotspot Entertainment because she's the one who I did my privates with, and it is so difficult. Like you think you know.
Do you got it now or no?
Yeah, I did 6 months with her.
So you got it. You good
now, and I haven't used it since.
Well, no homo. When the cameras are off, I'd like you to work with me because my salsa, I make it look like I can dance. I mean, I promise you, I make it look like I can cut.
I knew how to because of my grandmother. Your grandmother teaches you. She'll teach you at that family party. Oh, you don't want to. Nah, my grandmother don't know shit. My grandmother don't know how to dance a little salsa. Mari's the one who taught me.
No, and one day I've always said it. I promise you, one day I'm gonna win Dancing with the Stars.
Oh shit, I like that.
Like when I was young,
that's a tough show, man.
I'm gonna give up dancing because there's not a day in my life I could go without punching or kicking. But I'm gonna make myself a deal that one day I'm gonna win Dancing with the Stars. So maybe in the next 3-4 years.
3-4 years, that's a long time. I could see you on that a little earlier.
She's got to be invited there,
They had Paige Van Zandt on there.
Did they?
Yeah.
She was just she was in the sport at the right time, when it was coming.
And who's Paige? I'm kidding. Shout out to Paige.
Yeah.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
No, don't worry.
Actually, her husband fights for Bellator.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she was on my debut.
She did it. She did a big.
I knocked out that girl in the first round.
Was it? She was there.
Yeah,
she did a big. she did a big. She did a big interview with Ariel Hawani, and she had a lot to say, man, because they basically Ariel put her on the spot in the best way. Ariel's great at what he does, but basically just asking her, hey, you kind of veered away from fighting, got your tits done. Did modeling, did some movie shit.
I don't think he said that, dude.
No, he didn't say tits. No, he didn't say that. Of course not. But, she started something firing back like, hey, man, listen, I'm still a fighter. I'm still going to come back. I'm still going to show my skills. But right now, this is making me a lot more money.
She got married.
And she got married.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, being a pretty female fighter is not easy,
Of course not.
And just her stepping into the cage, like, I would never talk bad about her, because just for any woman to step into a cage, like, you have to have courage. And I admire that. I'm not one to bring other women down. Like, honestly, I admire Paige because she's done great for what she did. She got in there, she fought, she submitted Rachel Osovich. She's done amazing things. And I understand also if now she got married, and she's doing other things with her life, and that's good for her. But I'm coming, and nothing can distract me from what I'm doing, and I'm the real deal,
Fuck yeah, you hear that? I love that. I love the confidence. I
think confidence is everything. You can't do anything with confidence in your life. Nothing right.
You definitely radiate confidence when you speak, and the things that you say. You haven't said a lot of, I would love to be one day. I hope. No, everything's been, I am, I will. I'm going to show you guys. This is what it's been my whole career. I always got to show some more. Show your dad. Show the guys who are trying to beat you up that you can hang with them. All that stuff, those are the great qualities of someone who's driven to really be the best. Let me ask you this. What is like big sisters like Joanna and whoever else, what kind of recommendations are they giving you? What kind of advice do they give you? They have to tell you something because they've been going through this for a while. Joanna blew up and became the most famous Polish fighter, in her country. Yeah, she does.
She trains really hard.
It's awesome.
Every session, I'm always like, Joanna, how do you have the energy to train like that?
I didn't realize it till I went there. She has her AirPods on. She
does her own thing, and I realized that you gotta do your own thing. You know,
you gotta just seclude everybody else. I remember when we were getting ready on the mat, it was me and her doing the front row to the sprint, and she looked at me, and we did the front row, and then I beat her to the end. Very competitive. I beat her to the end. I go, I got the belt now, and she didn't even smile. No. She didn't crack up.
Like
nothing.
We'll spar, and she'll turn around, she'll be like, "Yeah, bitch."
What?
but like she does, like, she's just so amazing.
That's funny.
Like anything she does, like, we'll be wrestling and she'll like bare knuckle just punch me, like we're fighters, and she'll like bare knuckle like slap me or punch me. I'll be like, you do you, bitch, like, you're the champ, like punch me all you want. I love her so much and I support her so much, and she gives me the best advice. And I don't know, she just, when she was my age, she traveled a lot, and she was always doing camps everywhere and stuff, and she did like so many kickboxing fights and stuff. But she's amazing, and she's the best role model that I could have there, and actually my favorite person to train with. I really do love her a lot.
I told Gus, she had posted a picture with you guys training. It was like two-piece, and on one of them you were like spread out like fucking dead, and the other one I think she was laying on you or something like that. And I told Gus, I said, man, you can really tell these girls got like a bond, like they really do. That's not
really weird.
That's not you posting it. That was her posting it. And I've seen you in different pictures with her, and I've heard nothing but the best things about Joanna, because Mikey's one of her.
She's an amazing person.
Mikey's one of her head boxing coaches, and Mikey has the best things to say about her, and everybody has. People. I'm not gonna say this for the fans. I can't speak for the fans, but I think when people hear her talk, when she talks kind of like you are, but she fucking threefolds what you're saying with that confidence. She's like, the baddest bitch is back, and I'm gonna take my belt.
Like she. I'm literally like, Joanna, you don't get nervous? She's like, no. I walk in there like this, and I just take in the crowd. I'm like, oh,
she literally doesn't get nervous. Like, she told you that?
Yeah, she doesn't. She just lives for it, But I get nervous. Crap. I wish I didn't.
That's what scares me, is I don't get nervous at all.
You don't get nervous?
At all.
That shouldn't scare you. Everybody's different,
it does.
bro.
It does scare me, because I've always heard you should be nervous. You should go in there nervous. I always hear fighters saying you're nervous. I'm nervous. I don't get nervous whatsoever.
So here's
losing doesn't even cross my mind. Like that's something it's not even a possibility. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So look, most people might say that like you're referring to, but then look at somebody like Israel. This motherfucker's breaking down, breakdancing, dancing.
Oh, yeah.
He's all up in his vibe.
He saw you
For every.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome! Shout out to Yoel stole the show for that fucking thing.
So much, and I
Yo,
texted him,
dude.
Joel, no me puedo parar de reír.
And he did it great. He landed it. It looked good. Fucking 41-year-old doing that.
Amazing,
Yeah,
right?
dude.
He's like, ¿tú quieres bailar? Yo bailo también.
Dude, I really thought,
Cubans.
I really thought that was great how Yoel did that because, Israel's amazing. Israel's amazing on so many levels. And he'll steal the show from you that quick. And Yoel stole that shit right back. And it was like, dude, this guy can do it all. Fucking
love it.
backflip into a split.
Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah, but anyhow, Gus, going back to what you said, I get it, where a certain amount of nerve should be there because if you're not nervous, it could cause X, Y, and Z. But then again, a lot of people, I remember when GSP was whooping asses, people were saying, people are losing to GSP not just because of his skill level, but because they're fighting his fight. They're thinking about what he's going to do. And you just need to bring your fight. And you already know what's coming from him, but you need to bring your fight. I think Thiago was the one who first said that when he went against GSP. And he had a good fight with him. I forgot how he lost, but he had a good fight with him. It was right before GSP hit his pinnacle. Man, I used to love the hell out of Thiago, man. That boy puts up some good fights, man.
He's such a good coach, too.
Yeah.
Honestly, my first class ever at American Top Team was sparring. So I show up on a Thursday to spar, and Steve Bruno was coaching Stella from One Championship. Do you know who she is? Well, this girl, she's amazing. But he was coaching her against me, and Thiago was coaching me against her. And then I stayed with Steve. He has his classes, but Thiago's an amazing coach, and he really knows what he's doing, especially when it comes to striking.
He also started young. He also had a big fame, when he was young, when he was a hot commodity, when he was in that top rank. Him, Carlos Condit, GSP, back in those shit, you were probably about 16. I don't
You
know.
were like, what, 34?
You snuck that one in. You gotta change the age. You used 34 the last time.
Because that's the age you were.
No, was that?
Probably.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever.
I really do want her to guess her age. I want to see whether she'll be way off.
Oh, well, now that you said that, you're gonna come. You ruined it because otherwise she
how old
probably
do you
would have
think
said
she
like
is?
27.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, like 33.
You see?
Oh my God, she is. That's the nicest person in the
No,
world.
you have.
That
Wait,
is-
am
you
I
have,
wrong? Am I
There
wrong?
was
No,
that is so disingenuine. That was
How old
a
are
lie.
you?
She's doing that just.
I'm gonna wait till
I'm
he's.
not lying.
I'm gonna wait till he's done. Thank you, Valerie. You're a sweetheart. I appreciate that. I'm 42. Okay.
You do not look 42.
Thank you. This guy, Flo, he just got hateration all up in his white blood cells, and,
Don't
and he
worry.
just
We
can't.
we don't pay attention to the haters.
Wow. You see that?
We'll keep our interview right here.
Oh. See, this is how she gets so many fans. She's fucking awesome, man. She knows what the hell to say.
She just lost one.
Ah.
There you go, play.
I couldn't leave you if I tried.
Wait till yo, wait, you got one of these days. You guys are gonna spar, and then you're gonna see how she brings that fire she was talking about.
She's a Taekwondo. I'm going straight to the legs. I'm taking you down.
You see, that's what
It's
I
gonna be
do.
striking, bro. You're such a
Until I
wrestler,
back
dog.
kick
No,
their
but that's
nose.
but no. But listen, I've done, and shout out to Manny Bushido. I've been going to Bushido Muay Thai, which is one of the best. He's one of the best striking coaches in my opinion. He has a lot of pro fighters that do personals with him. I'm not gonna say who, because they do it. They do personals on purpose. And I go there for striking. That way, I'm forced to do striking. Like there's no takedowns there. There's no wrestling. When I do my sparring at my MMA gym, I'm like, I get hit. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm the shark in the water. I'm taking you down. And I rely on that too much because at that pro level, everybody has that top tier wrestling defense, that
instinct.
black belt in jiu-jitsu. So I have to have that upper edge in the hands at least.
What's up, crazy world? You got to be a little loose upstairs if you're following us. But if you're not following us, what the hell are you waiting for? Listen, go ahead, stop what you're doing, pause. You can come right back to this. I want you to subscribe, go to YouTube. I want you to go to iTunes. I want you to go to SoundCloud. I want you to just find any platform that we're on. Follow, listen, show your love and support. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Let's get back to the podcast. That to me, that shows a lot of maturity on you, that you're this young and you were able to say something, to speak about that struggle, to speak about how people undermine you and what you can do and everything, that it'll make Gus, tear up or whatever, get teary-eyed.
That's not going to be in this. That's going to be cut.
That's not going to be cut, Gus. Gus,
No,
what are you? Are you ashamed of showing that?
I mean, I cried, just teared, bro.
I didn't say you cried. I even tried to make it me manlier. ¿Viste?
Ya.
Se acabó.
Para de pelear.
Va a sacar la chancleta.
She
Va a sacar la chancleta.
Full Cuban mother right now.
Again, I don't know why.
Cuban mother, that's so true.
Yeah. Anyhow, so where were we at? Oh, back to the gym. We were talking about Tiago and everything else. So getting ready for what you think might be the next fight coming up, hopefully in around April, right?
Yes.
When do you get into fight camp mode where it's like, okay, it's time to start cutting a little bit of weight every so on and so forth. No more eating this Cheeto or that fucking. We're not saying that you eat Cheetos. I don't know why. I saw a Cheeto in your pocket when you walked
8
in.
weeks before. I don't eat Cheetos. You'll see chocolate. But 8 weeks before.
People are gonna be on the
get
comments
into
being like,
level.
Valerie eats Cheetos.
No, I
No, that was a joke, guys. That was a joke. She
I
doesn't eat
have an
Cheetos.
Uber Eats problem. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
So
man,
I delete
got
the app.
Postmates like gold
I
member.
delete the app at night. Yeah.
You deleted the app
No,
just so that you
actually,
don't pull that
last
trigger?
week, oh my God, this has been happening to me. So my Uber Eats drivers are recognizing me.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
This is a big problem because they know my address. And they see my order. So I'm like, thank God it's healthy. It's like an egg white omelet or something. But yikes, I don't know.
You ordered from Duffy's? Duffy's is a great.
I like Duffy's.
Yeah, I like it.
That's where I decided I was going to
That
go into
place is
MMA
gross.
at Duffy's. Watching y'all's fight, I'm like, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to change this world.
You Uber Eats egg white omelet?
Yeah, I did that the other day.
That is the easiest thing to make. How are you?
No, I did it because I had ordered Instacart, like the delivery or the groceries, and I forgot eggs. And I really just didn't.
Okay, you know what? But it's funny. It's funny that he just went there because now he just set something up that I wasn't ready to go because you're so young and you're so busy. Motherfucker, do you know how to cook? Do you know how to cook? Because nowadays, young Latin females do not know how to cook.
I cook.
Do you?
I cook, but I had a boyfriend that he used to cook everything for me. But he actually taught me how to cook. And then now I've learned how to cook and I prepare my own meals, or I meal prep, and I grill my chicken, I make my salads, whatever.
How come you telling me first round hasn't gotten you a meal prep?
No, I do have one now.
Oh, okay.
But
You do a little extra as well on your own.
No, I have that, but nutrition, when it comes to camp, I'm on another level. And I do, honestly, a lot of people don't agree with it, but I sort of do keto, but not really.
Oof.
But my body just works so well. Like, it shreds and I'm so strong. Like,
Really?
it's just my body since I was little. Like, carbs are really bad for me. Like, they just don't do me anything. They make me very sleepy. So I minimal carbs, like little carbs, but kind of keto, but not really. Just a lot of fats and protein.
So I just literally had this conversation with my client right before I came over here to do the podcast. And he wasn't trying to argue me, but he was trying to say, man, Wes, dude, when I get carbs in my system, I just feel so energized, so this, so that. And I said, listen, dude, of course you're having a spike of insulin. You're this, you're that. You need to control that. You need to go this route, that route. But then as we were going back and forth, he was spitting some knowledge and he knows a little bit of healthy facts and nutrition and whatever. I said, you know what? At the end of the day, this is what really holds ground. Everybody's body is different. And that's just it. What might work for you does not work for them. I know that for sure. You want to minimize simple carbs because of X, Y, and Z reasons. You want to minimize fat content, this, that, whatever, protein, whatever. But at the end of the day, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I react great to complex carbs. I do. When I get my whole wheat this, my whole wheat that, my brown rice, I'm energized. I don't crash. I don't, but that might not work for you, for whatever reason. So you got vegans who just swear by all this energy.
I did plant-based for a little bit.
Did you?
I can't.
I kind of liked it, but not really. I just liked getting the plant-based chicken nuggets from Publix.
She said undercover. This is what I wanted to hear. I want to hear the little extra things.
Plant-based chicken nuggets.
From where? Who the fuck has that?
They have everything. You go to Publix and they have like plant-based everything. Plant-based meatballs, plant-based this and that. Like, I don't know, but not while I'm in camp. Like, I need my protein, chicken or salmon. Yeah.
So with nutrition, he guides you the whole way through, or he also meal preps for you?
No, he sends me my grocery list, and then he sends me exactly what meal is what, how much each thing weighs, and I weigh it on my food scale. And he comes with me to fight week, but he doesn't live like by here. He lives in Jersey, so he can't. But I take a picture of every meal and I send it to him. But he monitors everything. And I tell him,
you do that during your fight camp, though, right?
Mm-hmm. I tell him, well, actually, I'm trying to get him here now, to help me start earlier. And just he's an amazing person, and his lifestyle, like he's changed his life, and he's just
again, he's also got a great story as well. I mean, I know that Shorty's getting ready for a fight.
Yeah, Shorty's fighting.
Yeah, and I know that he's really close with Lou, and obviously Lou works with him. So I'm pretty sure Lou will probably pop up soon since he's got him, you getting ready. Like, he's got some other people too.
We're just trying to find where he's gonna stay. Because a hotel is super expensive for like 2 months. Or an Airbnb. I don't know, but it's worth investment for me. I see things as investment. I don't care paying for things that are gonna better my career. So
yeah, 100%.
I don't care how much money I have to spend on coaching. I don't care how much money I have to spend on this or my fight clothes. But I designed my fight clothes.
For real?
Yes, with Serge. Serge?
Yeah.
Well, since my first amateur fight.
Serge Game Time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My first amateur fight, he's like, Valerie. So I sketched exactly what I want. My signature, you see me fight with the Loureda, is my signature. I draw it out, everything I designed. So my first fight, I did pink with like little hearts because it was on Valentine's weekend. The second one with Bellator, I did the New York skyline with my signature in graffiti. And for my amateurs, my clothes was beautiful too. And my coaches matched everything. I'm crazy. And it all matches my banner and my website.
Is that something that is kind of like a little hidden yearning of yours, some type of design?
So you're like into fashion?
Yeah, I want to sell my merchandise line, but I'm just waiting for my next fight, and then I'm going to release it. The thing is that
she wants more clout, and then she's going to do it.
No, the thing is, yeah.
But that makes sense, of course. Of course.
I designed what I fight in, and like I'm crazy. Before I fought in my first amateur fight, I was like designing. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. No, I've never seen anyone wear like this. Like everyone's been the simple bra, and I would design how I wanted to look at my shorts, what sponsors are where, who gets to go on my ass, etc. Like,
Val, let me tell you, speaking about your ass, no disrespect, a couple of things. One, before I get to your ass, if people listening, when the most expensive sponsor spot on a fighter's body, believe it or not, is the ass.
Yes.
Because from the cameras rolling in throughout any fight, whether you're on the ground, you're taking a shot in wrestling, or you're just standing up, it is the most viewed portion of any fighter. It's always the backside, and almost everybody's shirtless, and if it's girls, they got small tops. So it's always the center of the ass. That is not a joke. That is the truth. If somebody's going to sponsor you,
you negotiate with that.
It's just crazy to be saying this, but it is. Your ass is the most expensive real estate on you when it comes to sponsoring. Speaking of your ass, when I saw you fight at a combat night, I remember, again, the white girl, the one that you had to scrap with, you must have adjusted your shorts like 27 times.
That's look perfect.
Val, you would throw a combination. You threw a lot of kicks that night. You threw a combination.
Which fight was this?
Oh man, not sure. It was you fought some white girl who was scrappy. Mm-hmm. You guys had nice exchanges. You clearly won, but she gave you she put up a fight. She wasn't winning. She wasn't gonna win, but I
think. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Anyhow, you had some short shorts, and I remember after every combination that you ended with a kick, you had to tuck it down. And I forgot who I was beside. They were telling me, "Oh, that's the Valerie chick. That's that little up and coming chick who trains out of ATT down south." I said, "Oh yeah, I heard about her. That was in the MMA community," and I was like, "Bro, she's about to fucking flash an ass cheek if she kicks too high. Like, what's going on here?"
Good, more viewers.
Yeah.
More money.
There you go. Cha-ching.
My natural body.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you. I'm glad you think like that. I really am glad that. But that's pretty dope though. So you're designing stuff like that.
Design my fight clothes, my banner. My clothes during the week, I have a stylist and she styles me. Styled by MC. She's amazing. She does all the girls on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, whatever. And I tell her, put me like really into like J-Lo clothes. Just get me everything J-Lo clothes. But none of that's gonna fit me 2 weeks later. So get me 2 sizes. My extra small for when I weigh in and like medium for after.
How many times have you been told that you resemble J-Lo?
A lot. But I don't she actually liked my picture. Can you believe that? listen, because I met Demi Lovato, and then she was doing, so whatever. So J-Lo saw Demi's picture of me, and then she saw me, and she liked my old picture. She was scrolling deep.
That's dope.
I felt so approved. I'm like, yes.
Yo, but it's a
it.
crazy compliment. You really do look like a young version of her. You do. You have a lot of resemblance that she
When I get really
does.
skinny, like for my fights, even more, like I'm just sunk in. Like I just,
Right.
We've met her a couple times.
Yeah, I actually trained her. I actually got a video with her on my page. It's a quick clip, but
love her.
I probably did like
Super sweet.
2 minutes of
She's really nice.
of holding mitts with her, and she's as down to earth as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, she
Love
is
everything
100%
she
Jenny
does.
from the block. She was cracking jokes, talking shit. She was cursing, making fun of this and that. She was a good old time, man. Good old time.
I love everything she does.
Yeah. Did you
And
catch
that-
that performance on the Super Bowl?
Of course.
Phenomenal,
Beautiful.
bro. That shit was dope.
She's 50 years old.
I know, man.
That's my
I don't
goal,
believe
to
that.
look like
That's
that
crazy.
At 50.
And we see her when she comes in person. She probably comes maybe once every 2 months or so, maybe 3 months to the gym, and she'll come with A-Rod. And she looks even better in person.
Yeah.
Dude. She
Remember when
is
she came in the
fucking-
overalls?
Yeah.
It was the first time me really seeing her like face to face and saying hi to her. And I was looking at her arms. I'm like, this lady's 50.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Shout out to
crazy.
J
She
Lo.
lives for her body and what she does. She's always doing something. She's always working. She's always doing something new. Like now, right after Super Bowl, now she's debuting her shoe collection. You know what I mean? Like she's always relevant, always doing something top, that no one could beat. You know?
You know what I think about her in regards to what she's doing, aside from the grind, just the everyday hustle, and she's a business lady and all that. Which, by the way, so is Alex Rodriguez. That man's on another level right now with what he's doing. So
Yes.
they're an amazing power couple. But it's so easy to let go of your body when you're that fucking paid and you're that busy and And this chick did the complete opposite. She is looking her fucking best. She is looking
She
her
looks
fittest.
better
she looks
than-
better now than she did.
Yeah,
She
dude,
does.
straight up, she really does. I wonder if she has any kind of new movie roles coming out. I haven't seen anything
Did
or
you
heard
see
it.
Hustlers?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I didn't, but I heard phenomenal things about it. Yeah,
She trained to learn pole dancing just for that movie. Like she's such a bad bitch. I love her.
it's funny. I got this perverted homeboy. I'm not gonna drop his name. He hit me up out of nowhere like a month ago. Dude, have you seen Hustlers with J Lo? And I said, nah, man, but I heard it's pretty good. I heard she did a decent job. I heard the movie was all right, but she did a good job with her role. And he goes, fuck all that. Find the very beginning where she's on a pole dancing,
Her first
and
scene,
you're gonna be mind blown at what she's doing. I'm like, God damn, dog, you hit me up to tell me that.
she's the best at everything she does. She just perfects it. I love it.
When I did the mitts with her, I remember she was throwing a nice jab and then a nice 1-2, and I was
She's
like,
sharp.
and I told her, I said, damn, Jay, I forgot. You're pretty good. She goes, yeah, don't forget. I did plenty of movies where I had to fight, and then I beat her to the punch, and I said, now I can't say it. The one, no more.
Yeah.
More?
Mhm.
The
Was
one that she had the abusive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one,
was
that
it?
one
But is
is
it called No More?
No, I don't think so.
It's fucking like no something. Like
It was good though. I remember.
It was
where
good,
She beat the
dude.
crap out of him in
Oh
his house.
man, fucking killed him.
She
Like
killed him,
she,
yeah, she
yeah,
killed him.
it was a fight
She's
to the
been
death.
doing it for Facebook Portal, like the commercials. Like she's like punching a bag and stuff. I'm like, she looks great. Like some girls they try with her, but no, she's sharp. I love that. I would love to train with her one day.
Hey, she liked some pictures. You never know.
I know.
You might be in a movie one day. You might say, J-Lo, we want to do you travel back into time, and then it's you.
I can't say, but that's in the works.
In the works.
Yeah, when I cut weight, I have to be like 135 for that movie. Right now I'm like 150, but for that would be like 130.
So somebody's talked to you about you playing a young J-Lo?
Damn. Why are you trying to get the podcast shut down, man?
You know, I didn't see that resemblance until you said it. And now I'm looking at her. I'm like, damn, she does kind of.
No, I honestly thought that from day one.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't-
I
I
mean,
didn't.
but when you're
That's
made
all
up
right.
and all this, when you look fight mode, you just look like a pretty girl about to whoop some ass. But
I don't think anybody looks like themselves when they cut weight.
I love
Yeah.
how I look when I cut weight.
You love how you look when you cut weight?
not when I'm 125 because I'm actually depressed because I don't feel like voluptuous. I feel like too
Like a
skinny. Like I'm
Skeletor.
touching my legs. I'm like, I know. I would love to be naturally a 135. Just walking around. That would be my ideal weight for movies and entertainment. Like I
thought you were gonna say to fight. I was gonna say, whoa,
No.
whoa.
I would never fight more than 125.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what?
Ever in my life.
Have you ever been told? And I'm
In
sure.
Taekwondo, I used to fight like 145 pounds.
I guess that's a little bit more doable because of Taekwondo, but Have you been told in MMA that, hey, Val, maybe you should do atom weight, maybe you should do straw weight, 115, 105?
When I started,
Maybe not
they're
105,
like,
but
you're
115.
gonna do 115. I'm like,
Nah, player.
That'll be impossible.
Not con la croqueta que tenemos aquí.
no. And I'm big bones, like mi músculo pesa. I've always been like that. My dad's like that too, like just big bones, and so it makes me strong. Plus, when I
haven't heard that term in a while, big bone.
Big bone.
Big
which,
bone.
which was actually
Ratchet.
debunked on Joe Rogan. There's no such thing as that.
Well, there is denser bones, but not. Maybe I don't know if that's what people meant by big bones. But why did Joe Rogan really debunk that?
How people say, "Oh, I'm big bone."
So you just better off saying I got thick jeans.
okay,
You're Cuban.
jeans. And that's another thing. People see my Instagram, they're like, oh, she's gained weight. I'm like, no, I haven't. I've always been like this. Like, this has always been my weight. I've always been thick. And they're like, oh, no. I'm like, no, I'm just posting like this more now. Because, like, dude, I don't know. When I'm, like, skinny, I have a different body. And when I'm like this, I have a different body. And, like, I don't know. It's just weird. I have, like, two sides of me. Like, when I cut weight, I'm, like, too flaquita. But when I'm like this, I'm like, oh, I could be closer to my weight and be, I don't know. I go back and forth, but I'm better being in the middle now.
If I could give you advice on that, I would say this. I think you this whole time we've been talking about how important your career is. It's number one, okay? And even with the movies and the offers and whatever's in the making or whatever's coming in the future, because I'm positive you're going to get way more than you can imagine in regards to offers. If all that is what it is and the fight game is what's important, then I would say get over that psychological bullshit about feeling and looking in this and think, what is going to help me more to be more successful with my fight? Should I walk around at 135, 140 so it's an easy 15-pound cut? And should I walk around with more muscle versus, more thickness because I get to enjoy myself a little bit when I'm out of camp?
Exactly.
So I think it's all psychological. Listen, girl, you're a beautiful girl. It doesn't matter if you're 15, 10 pounds, 20 pounds less. It doesn't matter. You're a beautiful girl no matter what. But obviously you've been raised in this Latin world, Latin community, Latin upbringing, Miami, nothing but voluptuous and butts and all that stuff. That shit ain't going nowhere.
I know, exactly. And this is what I think of. It's just overcoming that mental battle that when I'm not in camp, I need to be close to my weight. I just have a lot of anxiety. Like, I don't know. And sometimes mi ansiedad me da por comer, por gusto.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
happens, yeah.
And that's what I'm working on.
Somebody out there just heard her say that. They're like, I don't know what the fuck she just said in Spanish, but it sounded sexy.
You got that weird white guy that was like, ooh.
What did she say? I'll look it up another time.
But yeah, that's funny because on the show, like, it was all Spanish and I had, oh my God, the funniest dudes just trying to learn Spanish to understand me on that show. It was hilarious. Like,
oh,
MMA
just to
fans,
that, yeah.
Yeah, literally, like, so many MMA fans would just watch the show, not even know what it's saying, but they would record it every night.
so what a perfect opening for that. How has it been to deal with this success that you've had? And as a beautiful girl, I don't care if you got 10,000 or 180,000 or 90,000, you're going to get a lot of fucked up, weird ass DMs, and I'm sure they get gross and this and that. How do you deal with that? And to what extent has it gone to?
Honestly, I feel like I was born to know how to deal with it, if that makes sense. I feel like since I was young.
You're thick-skinned.
Yeah, I've always been good at dealing with, for example, my dad and I would travel to different parts of the world for Taekwondo, and I would be with my dad and just men just whistling on the street or people like trying to find where I was staying, etc. But I've always been very good with dealing with that. It's never bothered me, and I never put myself in a situation where I'm in danger,
right.
as much as I try to be. But I don't really mind it. I know how men work.
How often do you pay attention to?
I'm really good at understanding men.
I try to stay serious so that I even look away.
I'm really good at understanding men, and
she goes, I know how they work. I love
the
men.
I do.
We just lost lesbian followers.
They're like,
they were hoping.
Yeah,
they're always hoping they can break somebody.
No, but I'm just really good at understanding the public, an audience, and how to portray myself in the right way and captivate people. It's weird. I just have my own style that I understand, and I'm really good at it.
Now, you haven't had no weirdos go to extra mile on you?
Yes. Show up to American Top Team, follow me home.
Damn.
That's another level.
See, that's what I'm talking
dangerous.
about. Yeah,
that's
of course.
Dangerous.
Yeah, but I always have a taser in my purse, or I've actually learned how to shoot.
You should. You should get your concealed.
Why don't you get your concealed?
I'm taking the classes.
Good. Because
Because if I'm a martial artist, I want to know how to defend myself everywhere, even shooting a gun, you know?
Of course. Well, I mean, yes, but at the same time, martial arts is only going to take you so far when you're dealing with a bunch of nutcases out there.
No,
you know?
exactly.
You
And
really are.
someone puts something in my nose and I can't defend myself, you know? But while my free time, when I watch TV, all I do is watch like murder and and investigative discovery and oxygen.
Really?
So I've seen everything. I know everything. Everywhere I go, I'm like always super aware of like what's going on around me.
I'm like that all the time,
Dude, if
so
someone
I
comes
commend you. on
close
that.
to me,
I'm
I
like
do
that because
not
of my
care.
father. My father's a cop, so like he's always told me, think of the worst.
Exactly.
And
you
I'm
have
like
to think
everywhere,
of it.
and it's brainwashed me. So now when I go anywhere, I'm always thinking of the worst thing happening, and I'm like, why do I think like that?
Actually, listen to this crazy story. My mom, when my mom and my dad were dating, my dad's a martial arts instructor, so he gave my mom like this hierro, like a hierro for
The one
her,
that opens?
no,
No.
like a silver hierro for her keychain.
I have no
Okay.
clue what that is.
Hierro is just like a piece of metal, like a
Piece of
like a
metal,
little
like a big
bar.
piece of metal that
Yeah.
was on her keychain, and she was at court for something because she used to work there. And when she was walking to her car, actually she got attacked and stuff. And my mother, she used a hierro, like he tried to rape her, and she stabbed it in his eye, and
Ooh.
casi lo mató. And she left running, and they called the cops, and they found him. They in an airlift, they found him.
Was that in Miami?
Yeah, that was in Miami.
Wow.
And my mom is a super strong person, but she had to go to therapy for so long after that and stuff. Like just thinking about him. Like,
PTSD. Yeah.
yeah, but my dad has always told me, be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You know, there's locals ahí, and I go to my car, I have my keys right here. If I feel someone close, and that's another thing. When I see people following me home, I go a completely different route. I don't go home. I go to a friend's house. I call my mom right away. I go to Miami. I don't know. I'll kill someone.
I mean,
I'll
you know,
literally
I mean,
kill someone.
honestly,
good, though.
If someone touches me,
we
I will
can
kill
laugh and crack jokes, but dead ass, you know, again, with your popularity and it's growing with your beauty, with your youth, you're gonna have some
Weirdos.
nutcases come at you, and you need
Especially
to be.
with
I
that
think,
whole sex trafficking.
I
thing.
love hearing that you think like this, and you
I'm
that's
super
awesome.
attentiva de
Do it,
todo.
do it. Your last step
Loco.
is you need to fucking get that pistol. You have to.
Uh-huh.
And everybody should. I think
Yeah.
everybody should have a concealed weapon. If I wasn't an ex-convict, I would too. Everybody
Yeah.
should have a fucking gun, just in case you get some crazy shit that pops off.
Like I have knives like hidden in different parts of my apartment, por si acaso, because now fans know where I live, and like that scares me. But
Yeah, it's dangerous.
not because they're fans or anything, just because I like my space, like
Yeah.
where I'm living, to be very personal, and no one knows where it is. I give my address to very few people, and that's it. That's scary, right?
Yeah,
Kill
well,
someone.
I mean,
I literally think about it. I'm like, what happens if someone touch? I would back fist them and break their face in 2 seconds. Like, I'm crazy. But
Yeah, you shouldn't be traveling alone either.
no, I don't travel alone. For my fights, I always have my sister there. Well, my sister goes with me always, and then my mom shows up 2 days later for like media day, and my dad maybe sometimes too. And then I fight, but I'm never alone.
question: out of all this training that we've spoken about, you haven't mentioned much about like workouts, like
Strength and
Conditioning?
conditioning.
yeah, strength and conditioning, explosiveness, anything of that. Are you keeping it more? I mean, you're a strong girl for your weight class. I know this, for sure, and you have that core strength that's been built for so long, along with your explosiveness because of the Taekwondo aspect. But sometimes, like for instance, Joanna's going against
Yeah.
fucking dude strong.
She's really strong.
She's fucking dude strong, bro. Like she's dead ass strong. She's got shoulders and biceps like a dude. So if Joanne got in a grappling match with her, that could be tough because she's gonna outstrength her. Do you work on strength and conditioning? Is that something you're doing, or are you not as much right now because it hasn't been a challenge to do that yet?
No, I believe in strength and conditioning. My problem is that I train so hard, so the energy that I have to put into strength and conditioning. Well, I run every day. I'm a big runner. It helps me lose fat on my legs. When I'm cutting weight, I run every day. But besides that, the energy I have when it's not for sparring, grappling, or whatever, like I just put into jiu-jitsu because now I'm very early in my career,
I get it.
and
get it.
my energy and my strength has to go straight to jiu-jitsu.
That's a good call. I see nothing wrong with that.
Who's your jiu-jitsu coach?
A top team. They have different coaches. I don't have a specific jiu-jitsu coach, but
Doesn't
my
have to. You're still
energy,
learning.
I'm very young in my career, so strength and
Mm.
conditioning, I know I need it. I'm running, whatever. I do little things, but my energy has to go 100% to dedicating to jiu-jitsu if I want to be someone in the sport, and that's the way I see it. And my coaches They tell me that's good as well. I'm not that type of person that it's sparring on Tuesday and I show up to strength and conditioning. I don't spar. Like, no, like those fighters that they go away from sparring. Like, sparring is what we do, man. Like, you can't be scared of sparring. You know, you have to get 3 rounds in during the week, even if it's like not hard. Just you need to see punches. You need to slip. You need to manipulate. You need to defend takedowns. You need to have that the reaction. That's I'm big on that.
Yeah, depth perception, everything.
Because Taekwondo is like it's reaction. So I always make sure my reaction is sharp. Even like I'm crazy. Like my sisters will be there and like we'll go somewhere and like I'm always like Nati. Whenever like you can just like go to shoot for my legs. Like I'm psychotic, but I'm like go shoot for my legs because as soon as I feel something like coming close, I react and I push head down and that's it. You know what I mean? Underhook, push the head down. So like with my sisters, for whoever, like just not at night, but casually, just like always surprise me. Just try to take me down.
She's over here trying to get vegan nuggets, and then her sister shoots on a single leg.
But that's how it should be. I mean, it's to the point. It's a fighter should always have that reaction. My family can't even like hug me from behind.
Yeah, exactly. Because you react.
I literally, I almost hurt my grandmother because she hugged me from behind, like she put her arm around me, and I went straight to like defending a choke, and I was like,
yeah.
There's this movie called the Program, and amazing movie in football, and it's based on everything is FSU, but they don't put FSU. I think they put something LSU, but everything is FSU-ish, and it's just a great football movie. Anyhow, the running back is a stud, but he has fumbling problems, and I don't know how much you know about football, if you know anything at all. Well, no, fumbling is you drop the ball. Okay, you drop the ball. So as a running back, you're not supposed to drop the ball. As a running back, you're supposed to cradle that ball like your whole life depended on it, and no one should be able to hit it, strip it, nothing.
Drop the ball.
He was doing it too much in practice, so the coach told him, if you want to remain the star running back, I want you to carry this ball all day at school, every class, lunch, you name it. And he told the whole team, he says, if you guys see a homeboy, try to strip the ball out of nowhere. I don't care if he's talking to his mama during dinner, try to strip the ball, punch it out of him, hit it out of him. And then he tells the kid, and if they do get it out of you, you better scramble like we're on the field and you better try to get that ball back. So that way the reaction, it's the same concept. It's the same concept. And
I'm a big believer in that. I'm also a believer, like, if you're sparring, you don't have to throw hard, but throw it, like, fast.
Right.
Because then your body gets used to, like, that slow twitch, you know? Like, I don't know. I always like to keep my reaction up. So if I'm going to kick, I won't kick hard, but I'll snap it.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm very big on that action and timing.
Timing beats speed.
Timing beats speed. And the right timing beats everything. So
what was the other line? Timing beats speed and accuracy beats?
Speed beats power. It's timing beats speed and speed beats power.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I remember Connor was blasting that.
That was his T-shirt for a while.
Yeah, he made
and repetition, muscle memory.
So see, that's what you'll hear. You'll hear me say that term all the time. Repetition. That is the mother of all teaching. So going back to telling your sister to take a shot on you whenever she wants.
Repetition.
That's a repetition.
Explosion.
What's going on, you crazy mofos? Thank you once again for tuning in to the Black Sheep Perspective. I can't tell you how grateful I am for everyone's support out there. Please keep spreading the word. Do not forget to follow me on Black Sheep 305 on Instagram. Follow the link in my bio so you can log on to the platforms that you choose, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, or many others. Or if you'd like to watch the video as well, hey, why not go to YouTube, see how we act the fool, see what we got going on, see how these ugly faces look on camera. And also, guys, I want to give a big shout out to Live Colors, my brother Lenny Lastre and the company over there showing so much love over here with the many things that I've been getting printed out. You guys got to go show him some love. Go check out that site if you want anything printed out. And if you're trying to keep your diet on point, do not forget about the Yielding Seed. They are one of my new sponsors as well. Meal prep company representing South Florida, keeping me on point, making my life a lot easier so I don't have to overly focus on prepping my own food. Thank you to them. Thank you to you guys. And hey, let's get back to the podcast. So Val, switching gears, futuristically, I know you mentioned about possibly getting gigs and things that you want to do. Are you going to give yourself a limit to reach a certain point in your fight career before you start entertaining more stuff? Because there's definitely been backlash against fighters who, when they do that, they tend to fall off the horse and lose the swag from even from Conor getting too rich for his own good, too much celebrity. Tyrone Woodley doing his music and movies, Page with whatever, and and it happens. I don't want to say that that's the reason, but fuck man, if the shoe fits. So where do you feel like, okay, I'm not gonna flirt with that too tough, or you are, but just separate from the fight world. Don't be involved in a fight if you know you're gonna do something else.
8-0, 10-0.
Really? So you give it that much thought? That's cool. Okay.
Oh yeah, I really talk to myself like this. I'm like, okay, once I'm 8-0, yeah, I'm recognized. I'm good. I have 8 fights. I haven't lost. That's my goal. Like 8-0. Yeah, I'm beside. I'm also not trying to fight for a long time. I've been fighting since I was young. I don't see myself fighting past 29 years old. To be honest. I really don't.
We'll see. We'll bring you back. Don't worry.
She's 21 right now. It's a long time, bro.
Yeah, I've been doing this.
Yeah, you can say that, man. But I mean,
I don't even see my body making it to 29.
When you start doing the numbers, though, when you start calculating, you're 2-0. Okay, let's say you fight in April.
The thing is, I don't want to have a kid late. I don't want to have a. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a kid late.
Well, I got mixed feelings about that. I think women do best.
You're talking to a man who does not want and ever want kids.
Yeah, no, that's true. But
Me and him are completely opposite.
But I mean, that's no secret, and that's actually just on a dumb personal level. But what I'm talking about from para aconsejarte, in my opinion. One, I think is very supportive. Fuck my opinion, I'm nobody. Women tend to do better. I'm somebody. I said that wrong. I'm fucking you. I'm the next Joe Rogan, motherfuckers. Listen, women make wiser decisions. They know who they are. They know where they sit in their lives and careers and so on and so forth.
They're more mature.
When that 30 and on comes. I know that we tend to feel like, man, but I don't want to be old when my kid is this. Your dad is 50, 51, 53, whatever. Your mom is about to hit 50. Can they not hang with you and go do whatever it is they want to do with you?
They can.
So if you had a kid at 30, it's still very easy to be a great parent, so on and so forth. So, but I like that you're thinking like that because you're thinking, futuristically,
Yeah, I think realistic, like what I see myself doing and fighting, like for sure minimum 7-8 years, But after that, I might still like fight once a year, but I'll focus more on different things. Broadcast journalism, that's another thing. I love broadcast journalism. One day I would love to take over the commentary for Bellator. And
that'd be dope.
I would love it.
I think you'd be great at it too.
That's my career. I would vote, and I got that degree because I was like, I could mix one with another.
Right.
I
think one of the best examples, if you don't know him, look him up, was Kenny Florian. Kenny Florian he probably had about another 5 fights in his career left, and he was about to fight BJ Penn. I don't know if it was for the belt or just for the number one contender spot when BJ Penn sliced him up. But he was interviewing, and they were saying, "Hey, Kenny, we know you got a couple more years left in your game, but this, that, but said the same thing you're saying." And he put himself in the driver's seat. He goes, "Actually, I'm into broadcast journalism, and I would love to one day in the future be one of UFC's main go-to people and even get on ESPN." Kenny, great job. You fucking did it. That's exactly what so he kind of gets to live that fight game vicariously through his commentating and through his work on ESPN and everything else, and he does amazing at it, and he's successful too.
Do you feel you'd be comfortable enough to commentate on fights? You'd be knowledgeable enough?
In the future, for sure.
So not right now?
For sure. Right now I'm a homemade. Like boberia.
She can do the local fights.
Well, I bet you could do great, but you're not gonna be able to go deep into jiu-jitsu when they're on the ground.
Honestly, I'm not fake. Like, no, I wouldn't be the best for commentary now because I only have 2 fights. Like when I get to 8-0 or.
But it doesn't necessarily mean how many fights you got.
I know, but I'm saying like my experience. Like I want to make sure the public knows that I have more MMA experience.
Yeah, I get you. I can respect that.
Because who wants to watch someone that you don't think is experienced?
Like, it's like the whole Stephen A. Smith shit that occurred. Stephen A. Smith is sport analyst, fanatic, knows it all except MMA, and they gave him a shot at doing MMA commentating, and
because he said Cerrone threw the fight. Yeah,
he said Cerrone threw the fight, and that Cerrone gave up, and that he was a quitter.
What did you guys think of that?
And that
I think he's completely wrong.
I think Cerrone was out, like, in so many ways, it all happened so quick. First of all, no, there's no fight throwing. Fuck no, I would never think that about Cerrone. I would never think that. But I think everything caught him by surprise. And from that point on, there was not enough time under those lights, under that pressure, with this fucking guy in front of you to react the right way and do what he had to do.
And that's why I respect Conor so much more after this fight, because he's so well handling pressure. Like,
he is, man.
Like, honestly, I
That's
respect
when
that
he's
more
the
than
best.
anything, right? You respect that because this guy backs up what he says, you know? Like,
Right.
I respect people that they speak things, but, you know, they make it happen. And
They back it up.
But more than that, just the way they handle the pressure. Like, you see Conor, all these things, but, bro, just to get in the cage for anyone is so much pressure. Imagine him with everything on top of that. Like,
Right.
I respect anybody who is like that.
Well, Steven's fucking stuck his foot in his mouth is what he did. He's known for stirring shit up. I'm a big fan of his. I've been watching Stephen A for the longest time. And even when I knew he stirred shit up, whether it was a basketball or a football, you know he was stirring shit up. You did it at the wrong time against the wrong player, and you did it not knowing enough about MMA. And it backfired on you when you put up that fucking video of you doing a dick punch with an uppercut. Dick punch to uppercut.
You know who did that really? Who reenacted it? Dean Thomas.
He did a phenomenal job at it. He did it with I forgot who was holding the mitts for him. Was it Mo? Was it King Mo?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
It was King Mo holding it. Yeah,
Mo also helps me a lot.
yeah. King Mo. Yeah, he retired, man. He retired. It was fun watching Mo. Mo put up some good fights, some knockouts. That dude just had that fucking.
So many great people at top team.
Yeah, that's true. What is Mo a coach now? Is he
He's a
officially a
wrestling
coach?
coach, right?
Yeah, he's a wrestling coach.
Oh shit, I didn't know that, man.
He's
Okay.
a wrestler.
Oh, I know that,
Yeah.
but I didn't know he became an actual wrestling coach over there. You know, the difficult part for people, and this is why I hope you line your ducks up, you know, the right way at a young age, is the afterlife, man. It's after the fight game. What are you going to do? Because if you didn't specialize in anything prior or during, when that fight game is over, I'm so happy that Game Bread George is doing so good and paid, and now he's got this tequila, and he is set, and he's
Which
great.
is really good, by the way.
Well, oh, I know. Matter of fact, I want
But
to.
it's Recuerdo Mezcal.
In his honor, I'm gonna get that fucking bottle,
Oh,
bro.
it's really good. I tried it.
And I didn't even know it was that healthy. I didn't know that tequila is one of the healthiest things you can
Yeah, it
fucking
is.
sip on. I had no idea. I really didn't. I'm a wine guy. I'm a wino.
Me too. I love Red Bull.
Really? Okay, then next time we're
Cooper's
bringing that
Hawk
wine.
membership.
Man, I could have offered it to you, Liz.
No, but I'm trying to.
But
No, and tonight at the fights, I'm gonna drink too.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
I
Well,
have to balance myself.
I can't wait. No, we're gonna have fun
Drunk.
tonight. We're gonna have fun
We'll have fun
tonight,
tonight.
bro.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna
will.
have. Yeah, we are. We're
Wait,
gonna
where
have
is
fun
it at the Fort
tonight.
Lauderdale Convention Center?
Homie, do you know that? Is
I
that
have
what
no
it is?
clue.
It's Fort
I'm kinda
Lauderdale.
jealous, like,
It's
you
not
guys-
far from your
I
crib.
fought there. I'm in Miami. No, Thurman crib.
Oh, that's where you're staying here for. Stay with
That
your
was
mom
the
tomorrow.
that little one
Oh.
line right there was so Cuban. I was
But I'm in Miami now. I love it.
Miami.
You know what?
Miami crib.
You know what I wanted to
That's
ask
the
you.
worst in top team. Like, no one understands me because I'm always like, yeah, dale, or pero this is the, and they're like, huh?
Yeah, that's
Well, from the amount of fighters and coaches that we had here from ATT, you guys got a lot of fucking Russians, or let's just say
It's all
people
Russians,
from-
Brazilians.
Yep.
yeah.
So it's
So Brazilians are like, how do I communicate? Spanish or English? ¿Cuál?
I feel like they would understand Spanish more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of do, but then some words in English. is
Yep,
really
you're
good.
right. You're right.
Whatever.
They
It's
go in
fun.
and out
I'm
of it.
trying
It's true.
to learn. So I
Yeah,
learn Portuguese.
that'd be good to learn Portuguese. You'll pick it up quick if you put the effort
Yes,
in.
yeah, I have to put in the effort. That's the thing.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's easy
gotta.
to learn. It's easy. I was forced to learn. Yeah, MMA Masters, all they spoke was
Portuguese.
Portuguese, and every day they were speaking to me in Portuguese. I was like, "This is BS."
If you really wanted to learn, it'd be like we spoke about earlier, repetition. It'd be, hey, let's start small with the everyday shit. Hello, how are you? I'm fucking hungry. Let's go spar, whatever. And it'll come little by little. I mean, it all depends. But hey, again, going into broadcasting, it's always good to know a little extra language or, pick up other
No, and
stuff.
on Exatlón, my Spanish got so much better.
Yeah.
I was forced for 3 months just to speak Spanish. And on top of that, interviews live every day,
Right.
la ceremonia, que te preguntan.
It's funny because when I saw one of your interviews,
I
I
was
was like,
bad.
no, not the one that I saw. I didn't see them all, but I was like,
Was it
damn,
the
yo,
one?
I didn't know she had such good Spanish.
But towards the end, when I got
Yeah.
there, I was gringa, like, I was bad. And as the show progressed, I got my Spanish, but Mexican Spanish.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, because
I lived
you.
with 6 Mexicans. Oh my God, because the 10 of us, like,
Could you
You know how many non-Spanish speakers are listening right now, and they're like, "What the fuck you mean Mexican Spanish? Isn't it Spanish just Spanish?"
yes. Like,
No, it's not, bro.
I
Or you
learned
have those white
Mexican
people going, "I
Spanish.
told you there was Mexican Spanish."
No, my mom would make fun of me because when I got back, like, I just spoke like, oh, I'm not Cuban anymore.
Oh, that'll come out of you
I like
quick.
it. I learned different culture. I learned about Mexico. I don't know. I fought there a lot, and now I have a bunch of friends in Mexico.
Can you imagine? You think the UFC will ever have a fight in Cuba?
No.
No.
Never.
After I went there on vacation, I'll never go there again. I
Really?
love Cuba.
I've never
I'm
been.
Cuban. Nah, you don't want to go there.
Our times are pretty rough over there, man.
It is
I really
bad.
did.
I guess because I'm the type I'm bougie, man.
I said that earlier. You see what I mean? You didn't want to admit it, fucker. Okay.
And it's over there. They don't got normal water. They didn't have it was
It's
bad.
tough.
That's how I lived in Santo Domingo. I never. Well, no, I'll go back, but
I felt
don't
like I
wanna
was on
go
the
back.
show over there in Cuba when I was on vacation.
Well,
No car had air
What's
conditioning.
what's a place that you would love to have your fight career take you in regards to a location?
no, 100%. If God permits, when I fight for the belt of Bellator, it's gonna be in the American Airlines in Miami. 100%.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah?
Lima, they
Write it down. You
they
heard it
did-
first
they-
here.
They do her belt fights in Hawaii, but when I fight for the belt, it's gonna be in Miami. I'm gonna make it happen. I don't care what anyone says. It will be in the American Airlines.
So you tell Coker?
Kogan.
Coker? What?
Oh, well, Scott Coker, yeah.
Scott Coker. You tell Scott Coker that now ahead of time.
He's a Taekwondo black belt, right?
Really? No, I didn't know that.
Yes, that's why I chose Bellator.
Really?
Well, not why I chose Bellator, but one of the reasons. They reminded me a lot of my family's business because their production and everyone that works for that promotion is amazing. Amazing. They're all like family, and they all do different jobs. And apart from them, a lot of them were also Scott's black belts. And it just reminds me of my family.
So he kind of kept it within his
'cause,
circle.
like, for example, my sister's padrino, my dad's first black belt. My little sister's padrino, my dad's first. You know what I mean? So I just
Right.
felt comfortable in there, and I saw the B for Bellator. I saw my face, and I saw them together. I'm like, this is gonna work. This is it. And I looked at my face with different promotions, etc. I'm like, Bellator.
Without disclosing any details, what is your contract like right now? Do you have a certain amount of fights left until your contract's over, or?
I fight. Yeah, well, it's over in a year, but it was for 6 fights.
So okay, so
And which
it's
is it? Is it a year? Which comes first, or?
Both. I don't even know.
Because I know that one of my friends who's in the UFC, he has a contract that it's for 2 years or 4 fights.
Or 4 fights, whatever
whichever
comes
comes first.
2 years or 6 fights.
Oh, okay. That was yours. Okay. And that was kind of why I was talking about when you say you were going to stop at 29. I was like, well, if you plan to fight twice, maybe 3 times a year, then that puts you at this amount of fights, then you can probably get, you know what I mean? Like, it all depends on when you do the numbers, where you should be at, barring no setbacks, realistically. I don't know that 29 would be that age because a lot of people peak at 29, 30. How old's Joanna?
Joanna's 31,
31.
I think.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right. And she's at her best. GSP peaked at 32 or 31 as well.
Well, that's the peak age. Supposedly, that's your prime from 29 to 33 is supposed to be a fighter's prime.
Right. So, but again, you know,
I don't know. You don't know say.
you know what I'm saying? Nah, but hey, again, if you line your ducks up right, you choose the route that
I've
you
been
do.
getting hit in the face since I was 3 years old.
Yeah, that
They
ratchetness
say
might
because
turn
of
into
the
something
strength,
different.
because of your brain, everything clicks one together. That's why. Not because of the physical attributes. It's just because of mentally.
I want you to tell the people listening out there, where can they follow you at? Your handle is on Instagram.
Yes, at Valerie Loureda.
Straight through, no hashtag, no line, no underscore, nothing.
But Twitter, it's Valerie Loureda with 2 A's. Which I don't understand. They haven't verified me yet. But I don't think they verified anybody in 2 years, which is really weird. But I have a really good following on Twitter. And I don't know. I think it's because Twitter closed their verification for a while. But I need to get verified Twitter right away.
You know, I sound like an idiot. I don't have a Twitter. I don't know
Twitter is
how that shit.
I don't have
huge
Twitter.
with MMA fans. Huge.
Should we fucking? I think we need to
really
make a
should.
I had a
Twitter
but I
account for
deleted it.
at least for the podcast. We'll do that. We need to do that. I don't want to do it personally, but I'll do it for the podcast. I suck at social media. I do. I love it somewhat to an extent, but it's like I scroll through about, I don't know, whatever, 20 something people, maybe 100, and like, and then my eyes are like, all right, that's it. I don't wanna.
Honestly, I just go on Instagram and post or to keep update with girls in the sport. I look at everybody. I'm on top of every single girl in the sport.
That's awesome.
Fuck
See
yeah.
everything.
That's
what I
good.
do. I creep on everybody's.
Anybody my weight.
That's exactly what I do. I look at every promotion, up and coming like fighters, combate. I looked at their whole lineup. I went online. I looked at their whole lineup. I was like, I could beat you. I could beat you. I could beat you. I could beat you.
Obsessed with that.
You know, I hate when I hear fighters say, one, they don't do that. They should. Or two, this one's even worse. Oh, when I got a fight coming up, I'm going to fight Valerie, but I'm not going to look at none of her videos.
That's a stupid.
What? Who goes to war without fucking blueprinting who you're going against? That makes no sense whatsoever.
I'm obsessive.
Yeah.
I will know everything. And not even just about who I'm fighting, but just the venue, where I'm going to stay, everything. I don't know, I'm just very obsessive over what I'm doing, how it's going to go, and make sure everything runs the right way to make sure I'm stress-free for fight day, you know?
Well, that's a good method.
That's why I don't cut water weight anymore, because just it gives me so much. I just have had bad weight cuts, so I cut most 5 pounds water weight the night before, but not even. Last time I did 2 pounds.
Jesus, that ain't shit, Val.
That's nothing.
That ain't shit.
Because my hair has to look pretty all
Valerie,
week.
stop. Did you just say that?
My hair has to look pretty all
So
week.
what, when you cut water, it makes your hair look bad?
Yes, because then it's not straight or pretty anymore.
I didn't know that happens if you cut water weight.
So
The
you
hair
could-
You
goes
braid
wrong.
your hair either way, so what does
For
it matter?
fight day, but not for media day. My interviews and to walk around, like I'm crazy. I like.
I get you though.
I don't
She's
know.
a girl.
It's
It's
just-
different. It's different.
It's my brand. It's who I am. I've always been like that. Like I always get my hair done before I leave for my fights. Like my last fight, I had to make my makeup artist there. I flew in another girl for my hair, another one for my braids. Just you have to be like that. I don't know. I feel like
You don't have to, but you choose that.
even if
That's
you
who
look
you
at,
are.
Like Beyonce for her concert, she'll sit there with like the graphic designer. She'll be like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Like you have to be on top of your own image, and
You have to be obsessed.
you have to be obsessed with your image, and because no one's gonna do it like you do it. You know.
Well,
Oof.
The-
What did I post?
the thing was that. Which one was it?
My shirt. I said no one's gonna rep me like me.
Oh, right. With the GV. Yeah, we need people to look out for those shirts coming out really soon for Gus. By the way, Val, Gus is going to be fighting. A lot of hometown people will be fighting for Combate Americas on
Juan Puerta just signed there.
April. Who?
Juan Puerta.
The champ from Titan.
Oh, did he?
He
He signed with Combate?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Well, April 20-something, 1 or 4.
For what?
For Combate in Orlando.
21st.
21st.
They're going to Orlando.
Yeah, man. So
Oh my
that's
God,
going
I'm
to be
in
big.
Orlando. I was gonna be in Orlando that weekend.
For what? What's going on?
Because my little sister's birthday is the 20th, so we always spend the weekend in Orlando.
Well, then now you don't have any excuses to go to the fights.
I will be there 100%.
So we got our close friend of ours, Elvin Espinosa. He was there that day that Gus won.
I know who that is.
He came with me that day to Coconut Creek.
Mark my word, Elvin's the next real deal.
He's the next. He just needs to. He needs to get his image on point. I tell him, I'm like, you need to start branding yourself now.
He's very soft spoken, very chill.
It's too soft.
But
He's soft on camera and in interviews, and then behind the scenes in practice, he's talking shit. He's loud. I'm like, bro.
he's a fucking
Some people
Disneyland
are
fan.
camera shy. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
He
You know,
is.
we've had people come in here and
He's-
freeze because of the lights and shit like that. You know, it's
Yeah.
just something they're not used to. But
I love the camera.
when you're in this game and you're trying to take it to the next level, you have to brand yourself. You got to market
Have to.
yourself. You got to
I
accept
want a
these lights. You got to
reality show
embrace them.
based on my life.
Yeah,
Yeah. I had somebody message me about doing a reality show.
a documentary.
Like following you around.
Yeah. But
Documentary.
kind of like the Kardashian style. Like, you know
Oh,
what I mean?
okay. Like a docu-series that's following you and what you go through. Yeah.
Yes, because I'm a young fighter and my life is very different, but I feel like it would be like not a vlog, you know what I mean? Well, that which I'm doing too, but like an actual reality series. I feel like we could sell it to like E or something. I don't know.
I
really
love the
think
idea.
It's more pressure on me, but like
Listen, it seems like you do good with pressure, but now you need to put that pressure on first round management and tell them what's up. Give me a gig. I think I can do this. I think you could. I think you could, definitely. Matter of
they're
fact,
doing a smart thing with Jorge's YouTube.
yeah,
Man, they're doing
it's
a
great.
lot of
What
great
is it
things.
called again?
the fighter.
Street
The
Fighter
life,
Diaries.
Yeah.
Street Fighter
Diaries
Diaries.
of-
Yeah, and man, he's doing so much. They're doing a great job with that.
They have
Genghis Khan pictures, I
They're
think.
using Charlie as a guinea. I texted Charlie because of that.
Oh,
Keep
the
using him as a guinea-
eating the.
Eating the jalapenos. I'm like, dog, you're gonna burn
Listen,
your taste buds.
you want to fly on the Learjet? You want to bounce countries? You'll shove that fucking
Charlie
pepino up your ass, okay?
Charlie's girlfriend, actually, we have the same alma mater. We both went to school.
Oh yeah, really?
So-
Man, Charlie was here. You know, he was one of our not our first ones. He was like our fourth or fifth one. We had a funny one, man. Got high as fuck.
It's crazy.
He couldn't stop rolling joints. He's just,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Charlie, like I smoke, but like, yo, chill out. What are you trying to? We got a podcast here, man.
It was
you know?
so annoying.
Just smoke everywhere. Charlie had to calm his nerves down, but Charlie's a character, man. I wish him nothing but the best. I can't
Love
wait to
that
see
kid.
him.
He's
It
hilarious.
sucked that his fighter pulled
He's
out or
fighting
whatever.
now, right? For Titan, the 20-something.
We had a fight that somebody at the last minute got canceled. I don't know why it got canceled. I'm not sure whose fault.
I know
it
he's
was.
he's training right now for a fight.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Charlie Decker.
Charlie.
Yeah, we keep contact on
Actually, he has
19.
my gloves. I need to get them back.
He has your
Bellator
gloves? Yeah,
Yeah, because he forgot his. I'm like, here, use mine, but I need them. I need them for Monday.
you got to sign those things and put them up. Hey, I like that idea for the series. I think you should work on that.
Yeah,
I think you should
it's a
reach out
smart
to
idea.
some people.
Wouldn't it be life like the fabulous life of a professional badass? Something like that.
You even got titles you're working on. Look at that. You're
I've
putting
been
that
That's a
brainstorm.
dope title right there.
Hell yeah.
The fabulous life of a professional. The only thing it doesn't have my name in it, and I like things that have my name. So you mix one thing with another, you know, and in people's minds.
You know what could happen if at worst, I'm not saying it doesn't have to be all about you, but you can be one of the main people, and that's just a show that, okay, we're going to follow Valerie Loureda, and then next show we'll follow whoever, and then, you know, but I love the idea because there's never been no series of what female fighters
Yeah.
go through and how
And-
tough it
and
is,
MMA
and
right now is like the biggest
blowing
like,
up
any
still.
celebrity is an MMA fan. Like the
Yeah.
biggest celebrities are MMA fans. Like, you should see the type of people that hit me up, and it's like just because they're fanatics of fighting, of what we do. And for me, I'm like, wow, like you know what I mean? Like people really admire this, and
Yeah.
you know it means a lot to me because I'm a martial artist, and at the end of the day, I feel like what we do is my art against yours, and I don't know. I think it's such a beautiful thing, and all of my stuff is martial arts and
Mo-
Korean.
most of these celebrities, I think that one of the reasons, aside from just being typical fans, they know what it is to have to do something under so much pressure,
Now,
so much ridicule, so much limelight on the stage, and they know that people don't understand how hard it is to act. People don't understand how
Yeah,
it is to be
that's-
Michael
they have
Strahan after a football career. They don't
They have
understand.
respect for someone
pressure.
doing something not everybody can do.
Exactly.
So, and
And
then
that's
they
why-
can relate to it, you
Exactly.
know. Like
I've had that conversation.
I'm
with
fighting in
somebody
the
before.
Madison Square Garden, but don't worry, I performed there 30 times. Don't let you know what I mean? Like
right.
relations like that. It's weird. But it's so cool.
It's kind of funny how I remember Joe Rogan one time mentioned when he first crossed paths with that Robert Downey Jr. Talked about each other, met each other, known each other, this and that, never met, in person. And he says they were talking about that awkward moment when celebrities meet for the first time. He's like, yeah, man, it's kind of weird. It's like, you see this celebrity and you're like, oh shit, there goes fucking Robert Downey Jr. Meantime, you don't know it, but Robert Downey Jr. is over there like, oh shit, there goes
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Rogan.
yeah.
And then it just becomes awkward. Like, I don't want to come up to him like a fanboy, and then, and it's weird, but really you're a fan of each other, yeah. And you have celebrities that are becoming big time fans of you because of everything we've talked about the whole podcast,
I feel like even though they know I don't have a lot of experience, they could just tell. Or
See
they
that
just
started
see
with
it,
it. Yeah, that's right.
you know? And that's what they always tell me. They're like, you have it. Trust
You
me.
got that it factor.
They're like, you have it. Trust me. I'm like, cause like am I crazy or you know what I mean? Like
It's confidence.
you know what I mean?
I don't.
you
Val,
have
I'll
it.
tell you what, I'll piggyback what they're saying, and I know Gus will back it up. You do have it. You do have it. People
I
been
can't
saying,
let
look,
people bring me down.
no, not at all. And you do got to be conscious of that, especially at your tender age, because, there's a lot of yanking going back and forth from, I know we're not talking anything about boyfriends, and I'm not going to sidetrack because I know we're cutting it down, but, the temptations of having a boyfriend, the temptations of dating. Do I date? Fuck, I'm a lonely chick. I haven't this, I haven't that. Or should I stay focused on my career? It bounces back and forth. And it's a difficult balance, and that's part of the challenge. But you do have that it factor,
Well, honestly, honestly, I had a boyfriend for 3 years, and he was so supportive. He was the most supportive person in the world that you can imagine. Like, he did everything right. But the problem wasn't like, oh, boyfriend. Like, it's just right now in my career, nothing. Like, I have to be 150% focused in what I'm doing. And no other distractions, Like
And you can't drag someone along.
I can't have him. Yeah, exactly. And like then I feel bad. Like I don't want to go out. I'm beat up. I'm tired. And like Valerie, go outside. Like I can't. You don't understand. Like I'm exhausted. It's like I don't know. Like right now I have to be alone, and at least for the next 3-4 years, I need to be alone and just focus on myself and just 100% dedicate myself to my career and what I'm doing, and the rest will come. Like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, realistically, I'm not a meant to be guy, but if the things fall in place, they will. And that's just it. If they fall in place, they will. But stay in the lane that you're focused on, which you truly sound like you are, and everything will fall in place. Yeah. Everything will fall in place. We really, really, really think that you can make it all happen. We've been talking about you for a minute, way before this. We were talking about you when before you got professional. And I know a lot of fans are, when you're in the MMA community, Miami talks. We're a huge city in the amount of people, the population, but we're very small and as far as, right? So it's a small world for us, big time. And people have been talking you up, man. And it's really great, one, to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming. But we really do believe in your career. We think you're that it factor. I'm so glad that you came here,
so much.
First, and then we get to look back and talk about this, once you hit that champ status and once you get that belt. We want everybody to keep, tuning in. We know that she's aiming, hopefully, for April. Things happen. Might be March, might be May. We're not sure. But you guys, make sure you go follow her on Instagram. Her full name, Valerie, Valerie, Loureda,
Loureda.
R-E.
D-A.
She's about to go Miami slang again.
Like, D-A.
She's going to say D-A.
D-A.
Just Spanglish like a motherfucker. I'll tell you what.
No, I have two sides. I come to Miami, I'm like Cuban, Hispanic, like whatever. I'm coconut cream, I'm like gringa.
Gringa. Don't know what to say these guys. Gus, any final words, brother?
I honestly, since we've done the podcast, I've been able to relate to Baboon and Yuli and these fighters. I've never been able to relate to somebody. I guess because she's younger. Because, we get people a little older, like
who look way younger.
And we're going through the same thing. You get me?
That's true.
How old are you?
25.
Yeah.
Good for you.
25,
awesome.
and he could have gone pro years ago, but it was certain injuries and he was trying to recover.
Well, it wasn't the injury. It was.
Oh yeah, girlfriend locked your ass down.
Yeah, ex made me stop fighting.
Made you stop fighting. Yeah. We just lost fans.
Never made me stop.
A girlfriend made him stop fighting. You're lucky.
Yeah, I know. They got this cut out.
Yeah.
When did I start wrestling? 13.
You're young too.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. You did the right thing. One day we're gonna both have belts.
Oh, for sure.
I see it.
I definitely know that Gus will, and that's why I speak about Elvin so highly, because he's such a great guy, such a great fighter, and he's one of Elvin's main training partners. And again, going back, when you're surrounded by greatness, all these people at ATT, all these great coaches, good influences, good advisors, good nutrition, healthy lifestyle. Fuck, man, how could you fail? You know what I mean? And especially when you got the skill level that you have, and more importantly, the drive and confidence.
You're making excuses.
Yeah, exactly. And really, we never fail. We just learn.
Yeah,
we never fail. We just learn. The only time you fail is when you forget to learn.
Fight. People don't know that. I lost an amateur fight.
Oh, did you? I know I did.
I did. Honestly, I didn't really lose it, but I lost it. Like, you know why? Because I left it to the judges. At the end of the day, I lost it because I left it to the judges.
Yeah.
But honestly, that fight, I did like 15 takedowns, and this fight is nowhere to be found. I don't know why. But for some reason, the one I lost is nowhere to be found. But that was one of my favorite fights. It was against this girl that she was actually pro fighting amateur. She was from Mexico or something.
Oh.
And she was like a jiu-jitsu black belt, and I took her down like 15 times. Like, I won that fight, but the reason I lost it to judges is because I was going back too much. But I learned a lot. But I did lose that fight. And after that fight is when I made the switch to American Top Team, changed my camp, and changed my life.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear, and it's always a great shout out to ATT. We give these people shout out. Everybody who deserves a shout out. Even though this fucker likes to say slick shit, we practice really hardcore, no hateration. We want everybody to succeed.
I'm really big on everybody winning. I'm not a person who believes in hating or disliking somebody. That type of energy is so.
I feel like it comes back to you, right?
Not even that. It's ugly.
And
it's not
mental
attractive.
Stress, like. Why do people do that?
Positive energy is such a high thing.
There's probably 1,000,001 reasons that each individual has their reasons for hating. I don't care to vibe with it because I don't know it, and we shouldn't waste energy, speaking about it. But, bro, you've been a ball of fun. You really have.
guys do.
I knew it was going to be a great podcast. I really did. Again, we talked it up. We knew it. If I show you a fucking text, I woke up at, what was it, 6:30 when I text you?
Yeah, I don't know why you texted me that early to
Oh.
Maybe.
him.
No, yeah, I woke
bastard.
I woke up at 6. It's not like I fucking woke you up, you lazy fuck. But whatever. I woke up at 6:30 and I immediately told him, big day today. Let's make the absolute best of it all from front to finish. And the reason I talked about that is because, I told him yesterday, bro, I'm so hyped up for this weekend. Got some clients to train. I always love training my clients. Then we got an amazing guest coming over. I know it's going to be a bomb-ass podcast. We talked about that. I was like, dude, she's the first one that we didn't prep for. And it's like, but who gives a fuck, dude? Like, she's Miami. She's a down-to-earth girl.
So you guys prefer to prep before?
I
This
do.
makes it more personable?
I do. It's different. I guess it was a little bit different with you because we have our connections with you,
Yeah, I
Lee,
had
with
met him
and you
before.
met
Yeah,
him.
that's true.
We communicated by phone a couple of times. So, and then, I don't know, it's just a little bit more natural for us. Some people can come out natural, but I've had people who I know they're nervous wrecks, and I need to take them out and then, hey, let's talk about what you did when you were at the war, when you saw people dying. Let's talk about that now before we come out. Hey, let's talk about that one thing that So I do, but regardless, it was everything we thought it was gonna be. You're a dog. You're super down to earth. I'm fucking honored to find out you have so much drive, so much confidence. I didn't know none of these things about you. I just thought you were a little bad chick who can kick.
You guys learned a lot about me.
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
Like, wait, I gave a lot of details
And
because
that's
I haven't spoken since. Exatlón was another thing, but I haven't spoken about my fighting career since then. I wanted to do it with people that I trust, and I prefer to do it with you guys.
That's a blessing,
That's awesome.
man. Like, that's fucking, like, that literally touches me.
Means
Like,
a lot.
that ass. Yeah, it really does. It really
It's gonna
does.
make me cry a second time.
No, goddamn.
I
My boy-
haven't
boy going
cried.
soft
And then
today.
tonight we all get drunk.
Yes, and let's
I
and let's
can't drink.
listen and let's close out. Wow, yes, you can. No,
No, I
'cause
can't.
You
What's
might,
wrong with you?
Whatever. You're right. Okay, sorry.
You're
So,
worse than a girlfriend,
Listen,
bro.
stop, man. Big shout outs tonight, man. We're gonna close out on this, guys. We got bare knuckle championship, fighting championship coming up. We're really pulling for our home team. Bunch of close friends, a bunch of training partners, a bunch of people that we surround ourselves with. We have Ulysses, the Monster D, is my boy, my brother, our brother, all of our brothers. He'll be representing. He'll be the fourth to last fight. Then we have Baboon, Luis Baboon Palomino. He was just on here last week. My dog. I got so much love for him. Your old training partner, your close friend of yours. Yeah, that's right. He mentioned that to us. He told us a little bit about you as well. And then we have Jim Allers representing. He's on a tear. I think he's 3-0 right now for bare knuckle. He's like the hottest thing out. So he's got a big fight against him. And then Hector Lombard making his debut for bare knuckle. Oh man, I hope that white boy better be ready. The white boy took that in 2 weeks because the original guy dropped out.
I'm praying for that guy, man. I feel bad.
That's what everybody's saying.
If
You never
people-
know,
if
man.
People
You
haven't
never
trained
know.
with Hector, and I love Hector. Hector knows me. I see Hector. I was with him yesterday.
Knockout artist.
That guy doesn't care who you are. That guy has swung at me at 100%.
That's probably his worst reputation. That when you spar with him, he's going all out on
Yeah,
you.
he tries to knock
But
you
some-
out.
Oh, I think I heard about that. That's why he had problems at top team.
Yeah,
He was
yes,
known. He was known.
yes. He knocked several
Just
people
connected
out.
one with
Yeah. So, but anyhow, so we're in for a dope ass night. We're all gonna be kicking it. Some of us are gonna drink, others are gonna square up and just sit there. But we're gonna have a blast. So shout out to Bare Knuckle for that. Make sure you guys stay in tune for Gus's fight. We'll have plenty of updates coming up. Sponsors, you motherfuckers out there, man. There's a lot of sponsorship going on. There's a lot of opportunities coming our way right now. If you want to
let me
jump on
shout
board,
out to Yielding Seed.
yes,
my
as
new
well.
meal
Yielding
prep.
Seed.
My new meal prep.
Yielding Seed has come
Sponsorship.
strong for us. He's come strong for Gus. It's come strong for myself, the Black Sheep Perspective, and also for Game Time Management. Huge shout out to Game Time Management, Bean, Sergio, the whole crew. Everybody else out there, stay in tune with Valerie. Her beautiful ass. She's going to get back in that ring soon enough. She's going to stay busy. She's going to keep us updated. Make sure you guys follow her. And follow us at me on Instagram, Black Sheep 305, Gus Villamil, GUSVILLAMIL. I'm spelling that shit like if I was your lawyer. Like I'm so used to it now. Fuck. Valerie Loureda, VALERIELOUREDA.
Yes!
Boom! Drop the bomb. We don't got a bomb to drop over
yeah.
the shots fired, nothing.
We got a bomb.
Another one. Oh, there you
We got a
go.
bomb. We got a bomb.
I dropped that shit. You hear that? I
I'm
dropped it.
impressed. I'm really impressed.
But Valerie, thank you so much, son.
you
Really
so
appreciate it. Let's have a blast tonight. Let's close out this night, this weekend on a great note. And you guys out there, stay tuned. We'll keep you guys updated. Love and peace to everybody out there.
Deuces.